drive me crazy, man. Like, what am I special?
I've been this crazy for like 3 years, so don't worry about it.
I'm drug work. I educated you guys. You should be thanking God, Muhammad, and me in the single digits.
That's okay.
No,
Come on,
I only thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Like, seriously, if it wasn't for Baldwin or Alhamdulillah or me, you guys would be getting spanked by Zion. Right.
Oh, not me.
I doubt that.
I'm undefeated with it.
Are you fucking kidding?
I've been debating and destroying Zionists long before I met you.
All right, man. You're part of the club. I got you. Even though, again,
There's no club.
They overwhelm you and they try to break your niceness thing. And you're remember the days that what's his name? What's that fucker Australian guy's name? Rohan. He used to take you behind the Zionist bathrooms, and they were all getting up.
You are making shit up. You're disgusting. And what happened to Ramadan?
That was
what happened to Ramadan? Oh, it doesn't exist for you anymore. All of a sudden.
Using an analogy that is common, it's not a crude statement. Like,
it's a disgusting crude statement, and it's a lie. It's just lying.
Speech that is commonly known.
No, you made a vulgar statement about me. Homosexual statement, and you lied. And earlier you talked about Ramadan.
I was triggering.
You talked about Ramadan. So you're hypocritical too.
Okay. I'm sorry for both of you. I'm sorry, Edward. I'm sorry, Cynic. I said sorry to both of you. Please.
I'm just waiting on the AI, man. Can't wait till they integrate that. That shit starts like scoring. It will be so gamified then. We don't have to do these fucking pedantic, subjective tango.
And then we could thank you and the prophet and God all in the same sentence.
I don't need your appeasement. At that point, I just need the game theory.
All right. Resetting the room.
Look, just give me my computer. That's all I care about.
Is Iran going to kick Israel's ass? What do you guys think? Any opposition?
Well, I know they had they just had more talks today. I don't know what the outcome has been. They haven't really reported on it, but they've been talking all day today with both of them.
This is the second round they have today.
Today's the third round.
Also, I would like to add, like, you for those Zionists or Jews that live in Israel.
Rio, I thought you wanted to come up.
Y'all not hearing me? Or is this like?
We hear you. Wednesday.
Oh my God! I was saying Rio wanted to come up earlier, so ask him if he wanted to come up.
Okay, thank you. Do you guys don't feel like y'all being like played with? Like, if the United States decide to go to war with Iran, American lives, yes, soldiers will be affected, but not as civilians, right? You guys will be more affected, and the surrounding Middle Eastern countries. Shouldn't you be fearful of Iran? I mean,
Can I ask a clarifying question? When you say you guys, are you referring to? It's according to their own law, as our prophet ruled. As our prophet ruled.
I'm referring more to that. Because I think.
She really just got phones. So everybody is talking about some kind of software on their phones. That's how fucking stupid people are. Actual mail is the ultimate.
And even if the United States does decide to attack Iran, America
is not superior to God. That's my point. I know one thing as an Iranian, I'll tell you. But the scenario that I fear is that because this is the first time that openly the military attacks is not superior to God. I fear that okay, if that's your point, then why not just support what I'm saying? They've done in the past where they attacked the U.S. base in Iraq or in Qatar. Those times it was staged they were given the Islamic Republic gave America prior notice to move their servicemen so that they're not killed so the war doesn't escalate. Okay, but if they feel like you're going for regime change, you're trying to kill the Ayatollah
and the single digits.
and uproot the regime, then they're gonna feel like they have nothing to lose. So then why not kill U.S. servicemen? Okay, that happens. What do you think America's response will be? It's going to be a nightmare.
Me and the single digits.
And it's a scenario that I'm scared of. That type of rapid escalation.
Seriously, if it wasn't for Rockford or me, you guys,
it's very frightening.
But you know what's going to happen. A lot of people are going to react.
Of course. I don't see any other scenario. And by the way, Wednesday, I don't want to speak for Ambrose, but she's Israeli. Let her come up and tell her how she feels about it.
Well, I did. Well, she was here.
Ambrose is in the I don't want to speak for her, but I'm pretty sure she's not for the attacks either because of the consequences of. I mean, Iran's attacks last time on Israel. It was more to show what
about the justice that we believe as Muslims should happen to anyone who committed those war crimes. And once they get their due process,
the Iranian regime is getting very close to falling. It seems like there's
ideology on what should take place. She believes these people should be given their lives, to live, whether for a short time in prison or for life. She doesn't believe in capital punishment, which is absurd when these people have committed war crimes.
Okay. Resistance, are you American? I'm just curious.
Yes, I am. Of course I'm.
Okay. So do you think that U.S. soldiers who have done war crimes should also be subject to capital punishment?
Everyone that did, for example, Afghanistan, every soldier that took place in Iraq, every soldier that did all those disgusting acts in Abu Ghraib, all of them should have faced capital punishment. All of them should have been tried at The Hague, and all of them should have faced the noose. The same way they love putting the Muslims on nooses, like Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi. Why is it good for the Arabs to get capital punishment, but not the Americans and the Israelis? I would love to know this.
So that's a theory. How would it be implemented, though?
What do you mean it's a theory?
He said a theory. It happens.
Asking a question.
No.
He asked a question.
Edward, calm your tits. I'm not the theory of the Muslims or Arabs getting killed. I'm talking about how are you going to enforce that for American soldiers getting killed? How are you going to enforce that? Like you're saying it should happen, but how do you make it happen in reality?
Just asking a question, though. You're talking about how to implement, and he asked you the question as to why shouldn't it be? So, do you believe it should be or shouldn't it?
I think the soldier. Listen, if the soldiers are acting under the rule of their command, it has to.
I was thrilled, actually. I was moved.
Orders should be responsible. Now,
they didn't do that to the Germans in World War II. They didn't do that to them. So once again, why is it good for everyone else, but not for the Americans and the Israelis?
I think it sounds like he's agreeing with you, Justice, in a way.
When the Nazis were being hunted in Argentina, when they're like in their 80s and 90s because they served out orders, I don't think that was right either. I think
once again, I'm not basing this on what you believe is right or wrong. It's irrelevant to me. I simply asked the same question, and he asked you the same thing. He reiterated for me. Why is it when these things were done to Muslims or to other peoples of different nations, why is that standard not applicable to Americans and Israelis?
Yeah,
they commit war crimes.
It's not superior to God. That's my point.
They didn't catch every single person. That's why.
No,
They could
that's
have
true. There were plenty of people. No, that's not true. There were plenty of people that were part of the Ba'athist regime, that were part of the old Iraqi army that went into Kuwait and all of that stuff, and did Iran and everything, right? That weren't tried. That were just let go. Similarly with the
That's
Nazis,
because
there were plenty of people.
they didn't commit war crimes. The Nazis were, though.
No, they did commit war crimes, or they were partaking in war crimes to a certain extent, or they were supporters for people who did commit war crimes. Even the Nazis, even the Japanese, same thing. Many prominent Nazis were actually let go as a result of the Nuremberg trials and went on to leading normal lives. Many prominent Nazis served
you can go back and read the original congressional notes of when they were passing this
Well, then they administer justice properly. They're hypocrites.
If you're pointing to that as the standard,
I'm pointing that as the standard. They all should have got capital.
I want to ask Benny.
you think every single Nazi should have been sentenced to death?
Absolutely.
Hold on. Benny, do you agree? Do you agree though? And I want to get your opinion on this. That the Nazis. So when it comes to, for example, the Palestinians, the Syrians. I'll just use the Palestinians because it's some, Palestinians are punished by death. I mean that's in the West Bank, obviously the genocide, but in the West Bank alone, you're allowed to kill a Palestinian without a trial.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Now, are you saying that the Nazis had they had it? I mean, the West implemented a justice system when it comes, or due process when it comes to the Nazis.
Yeah, it's called the Nuremberg trials.
Okay, and a lot of them were not killed, or were not.
Because there's a lot of them were not killed. A lot of them were placed in prison for a period of time, depending on the extent of their crimes. And it's not just alleged crimes; it's crimes that you can prove happened, right? So there's evidence. They were all given lawyers, right? They all had a right to an attorney. There are a few exceptions to this, but I don't want to touch on the exceptions. I want to look at the general, right, rule of law, the general architecture of the justice system, right? And it was the same, by the way, for the Imperial Japanese. There was the Tokyo trials.
So the Japanese and the Nazis had more due process than the Palestinians?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I want to say
something. No, I'm not. If you think I'm defending, what settlers do in the West Bank, absolutely. That's not what I'm advocating for at all.
No.
What was done in the Nuremberg trials was there.
Yeah, no, I was not thinking you would say anything different. I just wanted it out there, somebody to say it except me. And
can I say something? And now the difference between, I don't know the laws or the bylaws of the militaries, for example, the Germans or the Japanese, but I do know about the American ones. And what I do know is that an American soldier can refuse to carry out war crimes. So if you're in the U.S. military as a soldier, I don't care if you have 5-star generals, the commander-in-chief, if they order you to do something that you know is a war crime and you carry it out, you should face justice and
resistance,
capital punishment.
Resistance. Resistance.
That's why we have laws. Hold on, Emerald, so I can land. Hold on. So that is the difference. We actually have military laws. So even if you're a common soldier, if you carry out a war crime, just because a superior tells you to do it, you are guilty.
So resistance, I have a question. 2 questions, actually. First of all, regarding what you just said, and please don't answer, wait for me to ask the second question. My first question, regarding what you said, I'm sorry, did I somehow miss the executions of all the U.S. personnel that served in Abu Ghraib? Did that somehow evade me? Did they all get capital punishment? I don't see you protesting the streets about that. Second of all, if you want to execute millions, could you kindly explain to me in what practical way do you plan to do this? Is there a system, like a design asylum system that you want to do specifically that will make it efficient to exterminate millions of people? Have you thought about the actual pragmatics of that and what that means?
Yeah.
You just want people to
And
stop
I
shooting.
don't think you heard what I said before. They asked you that same question. Yes, the people that did those horrific war crimes in Abu Ghraib should have all faced the death penalty. Every last one of them. And how do you do it? Since America loves putting people on death row until their day of death, that's how they would do it. You put them in military prisons until their day comes to where they face execution.
Again, how are you going to execute? How are you going to incarcerate millions?
The same way they incarcerate millions in America. You lock them up and you put them in a prison.
How? Where do you build? How do you build a prison that is big enough to accommodate millions that you eventually need to execute?
They're gonna build multiple facilities the same way they have here in America. They house
facilities. What will they be
Emeralds.
doing in those?
They house millions of emeralds. They house millions of people in America now.
What will they be doing in those facilities?
Sitting in death row.
Okay, and what will
Death
that
row
will be
records.
a concentration of people on death row. So effectively you're suggesting concentration and extermination camps. Sounds familiar?
It's not execution of innocent people. You see, that's the concept you're not getting. So I think you need to take your disgusting words back. See, and this is the problem with you. You try to make
idiot.
look, you see, this is then when I curse her out and I call her out, I'm wrong. This is the mindset of these disgusting people.
There we go.
They try to put everything on the Holocaust. This is not the Holocaust. Those people that were executed during the Holocaust were innocent. These people are not innocent. Do you not understand that? What concept do you not understand about that? These are not innocent people getting put to death. These are criminals. That is the difference. I am suggesting that criminals that committed war crimes and that killed innocent men, women, and children should be executed. You see, so that's the type of disgusting you are, because you try to put everything in the framework of what happens to the fucking Jews, and it don't work that way.
That's not how you go for it.
No. I didn't hear any of you say M. Rose don't be hypocrites. When she was just insulting me.
She cuts them out first.
I don't care. She insulted me and called me out my name. So now I'm gonna talk the other way. She's acting like an animal.
You don't have to mention that she's Jewish. She never said anything about you being Muslim. She is Jewish. She never said anything about you being Muslim. So
No, but it's actually very much. But she spoke about the Holocaust once again, and then she tries to conflate war criminals to innocent victims. This is how the Memphis Jew, and that comes from her fucking background as an Israeli.
Ambrose, I have a question.
How can you conflate people who slaughtered women, children, elderly, compared to innocent, to people who targetedly, deliberately killed people? How is that the same? No, she did not see it what she is.
If you were to give her more a question of like, if somebody were to murder me, if somebody were to murder my son, yes, I will murder them. I will.
But Wednesday, why do we have to give that example? We have a live example. We have a live example for Emeralds. Does she have a problem with trying and sentencing to death the Nazis?
No, she doesn't.
So why does she have a problem?
That's my point. She's a disgusting hypocrite.
She didn't answer. We don't know.
Wait, okay, so then my follow-up question would be, if she doesn't have a problem with them, Then why does she have a problem with American soldiers being sentenced and tried for their war crimes?
Israeli.
Is it just
Actually,
Is it just wait, Benny? Is it just because there's millions of them? Even for the Nazis?
The Nazi shit.
She's gonna be morally consistent.
But that's the point she
said
Okay, fine. She said even for the Nazis. Okay, so she just stayed in the chat.
She said earlier that she was against
She did in the chat, right?
Yeah. And by the way, like, this is not that
I think the Nazis all should have died for their crimes against innocent people, just like I believe the Israelis should die for being resistance, just like the Americans.
Resistance rising in this
I can see how you
I know, but you're giving them mercy by just killing them, honestly.
And no, you're not, because this is, you gotta understand,
torture them.
my rule, I understand what you're saying, sir. That's your standard. My standard comes from God. The law of God says man should not take innocent life. And if man or woman take innocent life, they face capital punishment. That is my standard.
But what I'm saying, that's fine. I'm just trying to let you see my side of it. Is that they suffer on this earth? Let them suffer on this earth. Wait, and then they're getting, since you're a believer, let them get the even worse punishment in hell.
No, they forfeited their right to live when they killed other innocent people. Sorry, doesn't work that way. We are going to carry out God's laws. That's how it works for me. At least for me. God's laws supersede every human laws. And once again, they commit war crimes, we put them on trial, and if they are found guilty, capital punishment.
Yeah,
No one said we just killed them.
That's not how Islamic law works.
That's what I
They're
said.
found guilty doesn't mean automatically they're with the
you can't just first of all, there has to be a certain standard of evidence, right? So you have to, on a case-by-case basis, bring enough evidence.
Hey, we're saying we have the evidence.
We're saying we have the evidence. We have doctors. We have video. We have many different things to show that these people were purposely executing innocent lives.
Yes.
And in Islamic law, anyone found guilty of that, it is capital punishment.
Even then, no, that's not necessarily the case, right? So you would actually, even under Islamic law, there are people that are murderers that do not get executed, because it would depend on how the family feels, like the family of the executed.
Oh, of course. Well, if the family is saying that they want mercy for them, then yes, that is also part of the payment.
So it's not just corporal punishment all around, right?
Yes.
Give me the money. I want the money. Give me the money. Where is my money? Give it to me. Where's my money? Give me my money. Money.
People, she wasn't just talking about.
Where is my money? Give it to me.
You were saying anybody who served the IDF.
Everyone that's in the IDF who's been that has evidence.
That's not what you were saying earlier. He gave the example of the cook. And he said,
That's why I know
that's the point. You didn't say no at that point. You said anybody.
Because I'm not listening to nonsense because everyone knows a cook, if they're cooking, what does that have to do with killing people, innocent people?
Because they're supporting the people that are killing them.
No, they're not. They're in the military.
Yes, they are. They are providing sustenance for those in order to commit war crimes. So that would have,
and they will get the appropriate punishment.
Can you bring up Prince?
And that's what we're trying to say. So if you actually do the due diligence and go through the whole legal process, you're going to end up with a minority of people that you can actually. We're using the Nuremberg trials and the Tokyo trials.
They tried the officials. They didn't try the soldiers beneath them. They only tried the top officials.
Well, it depends on the severity of the crime that was being alleged.
I'm saying the Nuremberg trials only passed judgment on the officials because they saw that they saw that these people were taking orders, so they should try the people who took orders.
No, you haven't read into the Nuremberg.
The majority, yes, the majority were officials.
The reason why, by the way, it was actually taken off the table.
Who cares about the Nuremberg trials? What I'm saying is, yes, but I'm saying is, if you're saying,
Once again, I just said I will correct what I'm saying. It's very basic. So you will walk away actually one common books for people to shine books. Okay?
Never had one lesson.
People who support the Israeli
it just
because I sat here and I was very clear, and he said we need to accommodate them to house them in camps, right?
I know. They didn't say camps. I said prison.
Where they will be
I didn't say camps. I said prison. See, now you're changing my words. Now you're lying.
Camps.
So that's what you're saying. You're saying camps. I said prison. I said prison.
you went the analogy to the camps.
I said camps. Because you want to put everything on the Jewish thing. The Holocaust. That's all you reference. Holocaust things.
Places, and I added, yes, where they will concentrate them. And
That's not concentrating. That's housing them. Housing them. Housing them.
Yes. How are you going
That's not concentrating them. That's housing them.
Oh, no, it's not concentrating them. No, what are you doing?
No, because hold on. Let me break up. Concentration camps. What concentration camps were? Places where they concentrated innocent people for execution. Prisons are housing places where they put alleged criminals.
And
Do you not understand what a criminal is?
Every prison in the world, according to Ambrose, is a concentration
Well, we're gonna have a panel of different people from different nations, so it won't be biased. They're gonna present the evidence, and then they're gonna rule on these evidences. And whoever is found guilty. He might not. I wouldn't be okay with it. We would have to respect it because that's what the people have been.
I respect that answer.
Never had one lesson.
He said this is his belief because he's a Muslim and that's what he thinks should be carried out.
I really can't figure out how to play this film. These Iranians really know how to play this.
Will not be using Islamic law. They will be using international law. So they will be using the Nuremberg trials and the Tokyo trials as a precedent.
Sure. You want me to be honest with you? If it was
He just told you he's fine with it. If that's what
Benny,
Benny, there's a difference between what he thinks should happen.
Not long. I'll be honest. If it was up to me, the only people that would be on that trial would be Palestinians and Israelis to see who the real people really want justice are.
Honestly, I think Amber's been pretty consistent, guys. Like, she's just an emotional. So, like, you know, she's a dissenting voice. She's an ally.
distinct from Judaism. We're not going to make this a religious discussion. My critique is that when you're talking about a right to live, because I've been in places where there were Zionists, hardcore Zionists saying like, we believe in a two-state solution, we believe in right for Israel to exist. Okay, fine, but also have that same right for Palestinians. But when I look at reports of like the IDF destroying a water supply that 98 to 99.9% of the people that are non-combatants depend on, that's not defense, that's offensive. You should be punished for that, because what you're doing is you are contaminating the water supply of non-combatants. So what if they support, whatever, but the thing is that they're not holding guns, they're not pointing rifles at you. What they do is that maybe they're pissed off people. That happens when a hotel or a housing complex is bombed and a father has to pull his child out the brother when he's bored and all this and that. You have to understand that breeds hate. I don't mean to sound like a Jedi or Master Yoda, excuse me, but it's like that brings hate. Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to suffering. I'm kind of spinning that around, but my point is that I think for those who support of the Israeli government have to understand the hatred that some of these poor people have, because they don't have no education. They are very limited in resources. What do you expect them to do? If someone says, hey, Woody, or Mr. Dude, by the way, if you do this, if you bomb this Israeli complex, God will give you paradise and surround you with a surplus full of things. That might sound like a good idea. That's a sweet deal for the average poor person, because I have no hope. I have nothing. But for someone that says, well, the Palestinians need to understand our plight. It's like, no, this is not a one-sided argument. You need to understand there are people that are suffering on the other side as well. So I can understand Mr. Resistant's point of view. That's all I wanted to say, and I'll crash land my jet.
Respect, bro.
My takeaway is now I understand fully why the.
It's not your turn. It's Prince's turn.
Okay, Boricua, thank you.
Okay. What really matters in this conversation is who has the power. When your mic is shut, bro.
Yeah, word, bro. Come on, man.
Do you hear me now? We can also hear the background noise. I'm not sure. You're in a club. Is it super fast? Yeah, you're in a club, man. I'm not the kid. Can you hear me or should I say it?
We can hear you, but we can also hear everything in the background.
Yeah, but we could. Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay, so the real question here is who has the power. When the Western Allies had the power, the Americans had the power over their mainland. They put the Japanese and the Germans down, and it was used to be normally fine. Later, not so much. That's fine. When the Allies won the war, they did Nuremberg trials, not based on any legal precedents in the past. They made it up as they were. For virtuous justice scholarship, but there was no legal stand. Anybody who looks at the proceedings of both the Tokyo trials and the Nuremberg trials know that there was no legal foundation for the trials against the Nazi leaders and the Japanese imperial leaders. And I'm saying this to say, when it comes to Palestine, we should be published. It matters who has the power. Now, if the dynamics of this world continues at the time of Palestinian liberation, then we'll have to comply by international norms that are sometimes used and sometimes not used, depending on how superpowers, depending on the interest of the superpower. And we're no different than that. So spare me the hypocrisy. We're no different. The United States went into war invaded Iraq and resulted in over 1 million dead people with the existence of international. It did it because it has the power. Now, I'm saying this to say, if we have the power, I don't give two shits about international law that doesn't protect people just because on the basis of the interest of nation states that have power. So it doesn't matter. You can take the international law and shove it up your ass. It didn't save the million Iraqis, it didn't save the Afghans, it didn't save the Somalis, it didn't save the Gazans, it didn't save the West Bankers, right? It didn't save the Lebanese. According to Islamic
machine, man, someone's waiting their turn.
According to Islamic laws, every single individual who aided and abetted, I don't give a shit if he was a cleaner in the army, we have the right to take the life. That is according to our Islamic teaching. Now, whether or not we take the life is up to the Islamic court and the ruler. But the justification for exacting the capital punishment on them is there by God. So that is my position. We have the power to take out every single capable combatant who, from your paradigm, will be considered not combatant.
Prince AJ. Yeah, my takeaway from this room is that now I understand full well why the Umayyads cautioned against converting non-Arabs did.
Anyway, we can move on.
That was racist.
You just want to move on from that?
I mean, we know it's racist. We know it's racist, and we know it's cool.
You're right.
Don't tell me that.
It's like a flea. You can't get rid of him.
This is history. It's what the Umayyads did.
He is like a flea.
We can move on. True. Next.
Move on? Really? This is just normal?
What's
the problem with what he said? I don't get it. Maybe I misunderstood.
We have genocidal Zion comments and crazy stuff.
That's not normal either.
Yeah, Black Rabbi talks about killing
That's not normal
Palestinian
either.
babies.
I don't understand. I literally voted today.
Yeah, but you can't compare what I just said to what these people say.
Yeah, but what I'm proposing is very reasonable away from the theological argument.
Oh, she's talking about friends.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anybody helping in the sustainability of the enemy army is a target. Is a legitimate target. Cleaner, cook, nurse, doctor, I don't care. Legitimate target. From a non-theological perspective, I can make this argument as an atheist.
Bro, let the women speak. I'm tired of hearing these guys talk.
Well, why don't you speak? You're a woman.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I wanted to say. It's okay. I'm just be the bigger man.
Woo. I didn't realize how many people are in the room. Sorry, I was feeding on.
Yeah, we should just churn up the numbers so this way we take all of Amir's audience.
I just want to be very clear. I have many Muslim friends from many sects. I've never heard anybody evoking that type of a Muslim narrative. Like, very, very
Because they don't know. They're not honest with
definitely not
It is. Go look it up.
a representative of what I know.
Wait, what are you talking about, bro?
The ones you know are probably liberal, and their opinions don't matter. What matters is
Wait, Prince, which part, Emeralds? Which part did you say?
you know which part.
No, I don't. I think I missed some of your shit, man. You need a new phone or a new mic. I don't know. Start a GoFundMe, Prince. I can't hear you. Shut up. Emeralds.
Everybody.
What part do you think is like the extreme part?
Sharia law?
Yeah, what? What about it? What did he say?
I don't know many Muslims that want to live under in a state that doesn't separate church and state. Even if they are devout Muslims. Okay, well, from my experience.
Wait, Emerald, you were having a whole conversation with cynics last night.
Oh, by the way, that's not true. You can look up Gallup and Pew Research over.
Guys, let her finish her point.
She did. You did.
You literally cut her off.
I did.
Before in the past few years, I've had the opportunity, because even if I didn't have if anybody did engage with Palestine in the past, I didn't have the opportunity to engage with so many people from the region before in such a intense manner. And the one thing I have learned that is very, very consistent, people are conservative, but the majority of them recognize the fact that that doesn't mean that that has to be an inherent part of the sovereign country. And most of them are actually against it, which is beautiful. And that's the type of I respect faith. I don't respect institutionalized religion. And to at least my experience, and from my Egyptian friend to my Yemeni friends, Pakistanis, one of my best friends is Yemeni. Pakistanis, even if they are conservative, and some of them are, and some of them more liberal, not many would advocate for a state that is inherently religious.
So, Emerald, I think you have to separate two things. Wait.
She supported Hugo Chavez. She supports the Soviet Union.
As I asked her a question, let me respond to her. Emerald, I think you have to separate two things. Advocating or being as a Muslim, I'm not gonna live in a country that doesn't have Sharia law is one thing, and if it happened to be a country where they do start Sharia law, accepting it and living there is another thing. I think maybe the pool of Muslims that you've spoken to might not be representative, but I could easily say the majority of Muslims would be happy if their country actually practiced Sharia. Sharia law in its entirety and in its proper form is one major thing. Proper Sharia law. No, I agree that it's not your experience with Muslims, but I really don't think it's representative.
Your experience is anecdotal. Look up the numbers. There are few research numbers from over a decade. Well, can you according to the Palestinian Authority, because the bisexual females also were told and were told on Palestinian personal status law, and they closed the country based on the principles of Islamic Sharia. The Palestinian Authority released the draft constitution recently, and it says Islam is the religion of Palestine. Sharia law is the main source of legislation. That reflects what the people of Palestine
from above to the
and a lot of Muslims believe that Sharia law is less than
right with
the thing for me, I live right across the river from
enemy can you conceive and you allow him to experience
to them it's the most fair, most just, and no other.
It's not Abdul. That's not
Sharia law hasn't really been practiced appropriately.
That's not
and the sun. You just got to take your hands.
Well, I mean,
reach around inside yourself and fist yourself and get to the core of your being and say to yourself, is it Donald Trump or is it Muhammad?
Benny Adams?
I was just saying that, Afghanistan is doing a pretty good job of abiding by Sharia law, and Iran as well.
Dedicated to the destruction of the murders of people. 50,000 people assassinated in the streets are assassins.
Those would be the association. Northern Nigeria,
in the final battle.
Some examples.
For miracles. Mr. Johnson, his chair, raises his eyes, his hands to the caution, condescension, which seems to sound the depths of pity. Does he do any senses?
knows perfectly well that these are not
to be pitied
representations of Rockford Peoria Yeah, I do. It depends on how you define Sharia law. So
Sharia law is Sharia law. We can't have a conversation about that. Right. Well, you can't say Sharia law is Sharia law. Yeah. What I'm saying is maybe we should ask the most, what are some things that she's heard about Sharia law that she thinks is so outlandish? Wait. That those things are so outlandish that the majority of Muslims believe it. Like if you tell me the majority of the world agrees and believes in whatever Zionism, I'd be like, what the fuck? There's so many shit in Zionism.
The concept of Sharia law is not what terrifies me. Because I think I'm the only person on stage that, or maybe that actually lives in a country that has Sharia law. I'm probably the only one that lives in a country that has Sharia law. So I understand that Sharia law is not this designation that and I also understand that the concept of separating church and state is paramount to increasing some liberal society. To me, Sharia law is just as bad as the biblical law to be it's not, to me, it's just as bad as the law that concept of separating church and state.
You're using a failed example of applying church and state to be one.
I'm telling you that my objection to Sharia law is not the fact that it comes
No, I understand. It's that you saw an example in your own country, and you're like, how can anybody apply it?
Secularized religion, in my opinion, has no place in a democratic sovereignty.
Yes, but what I'm trying to tell you is Sharia law. What I'm telling you is Sharia law would never do what Israel is doing.
That doesn't matter, because if you want a country to be a pluralistic country that has equal rights for all,
there are equal rights under Sharia.
But no,
there are.
Zion, no matter how much a country that is based on a single faith or a single religion, no matter how much it tries, will always prioritize
There is no
because let's be honest, they have grandiosity.
Can a
Grandiose concepts like the last,
because it's
the final, the end all be all. But let's be honest, they haven't gone with him. If they would have only spent a little time doing a little Maharishi and meditation, they would go in there and see that they are the truth and the light and the secret that they are the baby. Therefore, he's absent. No, it's a total waste of time. So, guys like Daniel got mozzarella cheese all over his head. It's sticky body. Listen up, sticky body. You got fucking mozzarella cheese all over your head. I'm particularly knowing why.
This is a premise, right? I chose one of the easiest, most non-controversial examples I can draw. This is a premise which I chose would find it testable because she would want a pluralistic liberal, lowercase l, liberal society in which there was more freedom, in which anybody could marry anybody.
Have a thing, and you won't have to write. So for some of you, it could be difficult. But if you're a Republican patriot, you will write in John Kitover. You will, not difficult. But if you're a Republican,
so now you're equating a Muslim woman, right, marrying a Muslim man, a non-Muslim man, sorry, is equivalent to somebody marrying a Muslim. Nice try. She's not gonna marry a non-Muslim. No, there actually are plenty of Muslim women who would not be Muslim. Not really, no. Like what? But I said Wednesday, he admitted that he had two Russian women.
Can I explain something? Hold on. Can I explain something? I'm going to take the book Benny gave us an example. issue
I am also not friends with Jeffrey Epstein and billionaires who order around trafficking children because Ghislaine Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail for sexual trafficking.
And that means that, for example, a Jew can only marry a Jew because there's no institution, no religious institution that the option simply doesn't exist because the people who are in charge of that aspect of his life are not people who allow it doesn't exist. So
A non-Jew can marry a non-Jew. Just let her leave Judaism if she wants to. If she wants to marry a non-Jew, let her leave Judaism.
The point is that you can't do it within the state. The idea of marriage is restricted to religious marriage only. And that's just a minor example. The concept of non-separation in the state, to me,
It's a dumb example because liberal society is placed in different people no matter what. No, this is the atheist God.
I have no problem with the real law of the existing in communities and people individually choosing to act to take their cases under their jurisdiction. It's personal choice. That's fine. But when it becomes
You're going down this dangerous point. It's not. What I'm telling you is it's not. And Rose, listen to me. This might be the only option in Israel. I don't know. What I'm telling you, under Sharia law, non-Muslims get married and do their family affairs and do their inheritance and do all these things according to their own religious laws. So if you're not and you want to get married, you're going to get married in a church or in a whatever.
And do you think the church will allow to Christian with a Muslim? That's the whole point.
That's what I'm telling you. If a Muslim girl wants to marry a non-Muslim guy, let her leave. Let her leave the religion. If she's not happy with the rules of that religion,
It's not about leaving the religion, it's about the state not providing an
It
option.
doesn't matter.
Just
It
told you.
doesn't matter.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Christians under Islam and Sharia laws at the time of the Prophet get married according to their own religious laws?
Yes, what's the problem? Hold on. You don't understand the problem.
Hold on. There is no problem. There is no problem. All societies place restrictions. Not every. Yes,
There must be restrictions.
Yes, hold on. I'm speaking. I'm
not denying that there must be restrictions. I understand what you're saying. Listen, the restrictions that are going to be placed around the institution of marriage, for example, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you because I'm not here with this.
And then Prince, don't take a long time answering.
Look, the restriction is placed under the.
Is your name Prince?
Oh, you said Prince first? Okay, go.
Okay, there are restrictions in all society no matter what, and you can never please everybody. If this is given society the power of these modern liberal states, they're governed by the authority of the people. The people, by majority, the democratic state, wishes to be governed in this fashion. It's the end of story. Don't put your minority liberal supremacist on the entire population. That's what people like Ambrose love to do. We don't give a shit. We wish to be governed. We wish to be governed in such a manner. We will be governed in such a manner. That's it.
Okay, great. So, obviously, there will be restrictions around institutions. The difference is where those restrictions come from. Now, in the case of a secular democratic state, it is the people who impose these restrictions through a democratic process. And these restrictions can be changed over time. Take the age of marriage, for example. Once upon a time, it was 16 and 15, now it is 18 in many states. Some places keep it at 16. Whatever it is. I'm not saying that there's going to be no restrictions whatsoever. It's how you come to these restrictions. How you come to how the law is different. In your respect, or from your standpoint, there are certain things that can never be changed whatsoever. Because it is God's law. It is a divine law. You cannot change God's law.
It's a divine law that's applied to the people who believe in that divine creator. That's it.
We should also no, because in the cases of, for example, someone who is born to a Muslim family, there are also, in certain cases, Not necessarily always, but in certain cases there are apostasy laws. So you can't plead.
But yeah, we should also make it clear here too that unlike Christianity, and not to pin two religions against each other, I don't do that. But in Islam, there is a legal system that's built into Islam and a way of governance. So that's what governing and a legal system.
Yeah, what we're advocating for is a secular democratic system.
Let him finish.
Let me just land. I'll be very quick. There isn't just one way. It depends on the school of thought in Islam. So there isn't just one type of government. There's one set of laws or a legal system, yes. But the government structure and how those laws are applied, and the representation of the people, that's all dependent on what type of nation Muslims decide to set up. So you can't. There's no one size fits all when it comes to Islam, except for the legal bodies.
I intentionally chose an example that is universal in Islam. That a Muslim woman cannot get married to a non-Muslim man.
He's a Muslim regardless of what she believes. She's a Muslim woman. She's not going to want to get married to a non-Muslim man. That's it.
Say something.
Wait, but let's assume she runs. First, I just want to add something quickly before that. Like everybody, not only in Clubhouse, we love to talk about Sharia law and nitpick the challenges in it. And we leave the bigger picture. Okay, let's look at America. Some states are secular states, and everybody I'm a Muslim, I can marry a Christian girl. My sister, if she lives in California, she can marry who the hell she wants in the, let's say, San Francisco court. Okay? But then let's look at the society. Put Sharia aside. And let's take a white Southern girl from America who's Christian. With her family, let her marry a brown from Pakistan or Afghanistan or Palestine. No, she will go against them. Okay, let's look at Arabs in a secular state. Any Arab secular state. Imagine, hypothetically speaking, Arabs suddenly decided, hey, we want to become secular. Let's separate Sharia from all the laws that we have. No family would on earth is Arab will allow a Christian girl to marry a Muslim guy, or vice versa.
Even if it's secular Iraq or Syria, that wasn't allowed.
It's the family, it's culture, it's not the religion, it's not Sharia. Like Ambrose, what's your religion? If I may ask.
I'm Jewish.
Yeah. Do you think your grandfather would be fine if you marry a German Christian? Area?
Whether her family is permissive or permitting it,
It's irrelevant.
it's completely irrelevant because we're talking about the rules of the state.
Well, hold on. My father would have had no issues with it.
You see, Susan, never ask a question if you don't know the answer. But here's the thing: what gives the states the freedom to prevent me from making business with Russia, China, or Iran? Where's my liberal freedom? What makes the state prevent me from certain speech? It's the same thing. There are restrictions everywhere. Accept it. You just don't like it because it's Islam.
Not saying there's no restrictions.
Yeah. But you don't want this restriction. You don't want this restriction. You don't want the Islamic restriction because you're an Islamic. You are an Islamic.
Guys, one by one.
Are you done anti-Semite? Okay? Listen, nobody here is advocating for hammer. What we are saying is we want a system of rules and laws in accordance with the will of the people.
So live in a country
We are a hypocrite. The will of the people is Sharia.
That will change.
Friends,
Good life.
Let me have them. What do you care if a bunch of Muslims rounded themselves up, went to a country, and established their law with Sharia law? Shoot the khalak. Don't live there. You're not even Muslim.
You mean like Zionism?
What do you... Not like Zionism.
What do you think happens to the people living there?
What?
What do you think happened to the people that were living there before these Muslims?
I didn't mean like they're gonna displace people. I'm saying now, for example, I live in Kuwait. If the whole country decided we want to be fully, 100% Sharia law, what the fuck do you care? What do you want?
That's fine. I don't.
That's what we're
I have
saying.
nothing to do with.
Did we ever say we're gonna go conquer a country and force the inhabitants to be under us like Zionism?
No, hold on. But not all people living there, right?
It doesn't matter. Not all people are
What? Not all people living
Just
there.
because the majority of Israelis believe that it's okay to genocide and ethnically cleanse Palestinians doesn't make it legit.
Yes, and where is the genocide or ethnic cleansing that's happening in Sharia law?
That's not the point. You spoke about.
Listen, you're traumatized by your ethnocratic state, and you're pushing it on Sharia law.
No, Zion.
Which you've never experienced
Zion,
and haven't seen a modern example of, so you can't judge it.
No, it's not about Sharia law. Quit making about Islam. It's not. It's about the concept of the will of the people.
The will of the people is Sharia.
The majority of the people vote in Sharia
We
law.
want Sharia. We want Sharia. I don't understand. Because they're supremacists.
Sharia.
They're supremacists.
Sharia. We don't want nothing else.
God's
law.
If the majority of the people are willing to force the minority to live under a law.
That's what democracy is.
That's not forcing democracy.
Prince and resistance. Wait.
Hold on. This is the misunderstanding of democracy. Democracy is the rule of the majority in protection of the minority. If you break that, it becomes fascism.
How does Sharia law not protect the minority?
Because the minute you force a minority to live under a religious system of a religion it doesn't subscribe to.
How am I forcing them now? Now I have a country and I have Sharia law. I have a country and there's Sharia law here. And you as Emerald, let me ask my question. And you as Emerald are living there. How is my Sharia law infringing on your rights and your protection?
Because I'm living in a country that is governed by a law of a religion.
Yes, and how does that mess you up? What can you not do? You can practice Judaism. You can marry a Jew. What else do you want? What are your other examples? What can you not do under Sharia law as a Jew?
Zion. The thing
They can't marry other women.
Listen, you need to understand that this is not about religion or
that's what they want.
I understand your point. You're saying the system.
No, Zion, please let me finish the thought, okay? You need to understand that these systems never end well. We've seen this happen over and over in history, and it's not because there's something inherently wrong in Islam or Judaism or Christianity. It's because that's human nature. We are very susceptible to being corrupted by power, and if we neglect to uphold the principle of rule of the majority and protection of the minority, we always end up with fascism. It's not just about the voice of the majority. It's understanding that as a majority you have responsibility. Listen, no. It's about understanding that right now you might be the majority. So, but if you take into account the fact that one day you might be a minority, how would you like to be as the minority? That's how you treat the minority when you're the majority.
I understand your distinction. Listen, Rose. I'm not saying you're against Islam or you don't like the religion or you're saying that the religion is doing bad things. I get that. I never thought that anyways. I understand. However, there is a distinction here. Right now, in today's world, if you tell me some random Arab country decided to do Sharia law, I would be very worried. Because like you said, I would be worried that they're going to use Sharia law, be under the guise of Sharia law to push corruption. Because that's what a lot of countries are doing. Same thing with the West. And this is exactly what Zionism did. So yes, in principle, I agree with you. That's why I prefaced this whole thing and said, number one rule, if Sharia law was practiced according to what God intended it to be, we as Muslims believe it is the most just, most beneficial law to humans. Will we follow it? Wait 1 second. Now, Allah is will we follow it? If it gets, after Prince. If we follow it, we're good. If we don't follow it? Could we not follow it? Possibly. Could there be a corrupt leader that's going to say, I'm going to establish a Sharia state and introduce power? Yes. But in modern day history right now, we have no example of Sharia law. You can't say what you're applying to Zionism and apply it to us. You can't. Edward and Prince.
I'll be quick, and then Prince, you can go. I just wanted to say, hello. So I just wanted to say, when it comes to Sharia law, when it comes to Islam in a nation, it is a moral code that Islam provides, that state. How and what I've heard here that's been conflated is representation of the people and minorities versus majorities. These things are not, how should I put it? A state has a choice under Islam how it wants to govern itself, as long as the moral core of Islam is a part of that state. So you could have a monarchy versus a almost secular democracy, a definite democracy. You can have full representation as long as it doesn't go against the moral principles of Islam. So it's not about minorities and majorities. You can have a minority Islamic minority Muslims in a country.
Big love. Oh yeah.
Set for that nation in its constitution, and still everybody is treated equally, and so there's no ambiguity there. There's no issue there. You can have whatever nation you want, as long as so we shouldn't confuse the two. We shouldn't confuse Islamic principles with the modern representation of a Western nation. They're both still compatible with each other, unlike other religions.
Okay, Prince, you can go now, but guys, I want us to actually have a conversation. Like, I don't want to fucking call on everybody and just talk normally and don't interrupt each other.
Okay, can you hear me good or?
Yes.
We're used to this.
Okay, good. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. From the great prince to the simpletons of this room and to the honorable people of this room. Here's the thing. No offense to Ambrose and Bani Adam, two anti-Islamic rule people, which is quite clear and obvious, as much as you'd like to say, no, it's obvious. We know it. And it's fine. Just be proud of it. Here's the thing. Both of you and people like you are hypocrites and liars, right? You talk about the will of the people. The will of the people has been for many years to implement Sharia law. I'm not talking about my own opinion. I'm talking based on polling from non-Islamic friendly or non-Islamic sources. We're talking Pew Research, Gallup, CNN, a lot of other polling. Even the PA in Palestine did a polling and found that 85% want to implement Sharia law in Gaza, West Bank, and East Jerusalem. Okay? This is the will of the people. And in any given society, there are things that minorities don't like. Today in the United States, there is a minority that doesn't like the separation of church and state. But what you want, Ambrose, and what Bani Adam want, you're hypocrites and liars, and you want the tyranny by the minority. You want the tyranny by minority. You want to impose on us your liberal views because you don't like our Islamic group, right? I live in the UK. Wallah, I don't mind if tomorrow morning the British government announces that it is transforming its government system to a theocratic Christian system. I will then either stay and live among them or leave. But I'm not going to oppose it. The will of the people of Great Britain, the majority of the Brits want to live under theocratic Christian law. I don't mind it. It's not my place. And I think Muslims who argue against it, we want secularism, because fuck you, shut the fuck up, it's not your country. At the end of the day, you're an immigrant, descendant of an immigrant, you know it's not your culture. You know your culture is very different. So spare me the Muslim liberal hypocrisy as well, right? There are many things in Western liberal societies that infringes upon a minority, right? When the United States had a heated conversation over same-sex marriage, the majority of Americans rejected it, including most liberal state in the union, California, 65% voted against it. Shut up, Mark. You don't know what you're talking about. 65% in 2012 voted against same-sex marriage in California in the ballot. And what happened? The tyranny by a minority in the Supreme Court ruled it. Right? What should have been done is an organic transformation, if that is what the minority wants, an organic transformation of convincing the people. Long-term, I think long-term, American public, white Americans, black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Christian, would have accepted same-sex marriage, and they would have voted for it in a referendum. But they impose a tyranny by a minority the same way you want to impose a tyranny by a minority. The will of the Arabs, the will of the Muslims is to have Sharia, even outside of the Middle East. 75% of Pakistanis want Sharia, and the numbers are similar in other Muslim majority countries.
So even here in America, all the Muslims want Sharia.
Well, America and Canada and a lot of Western countries their laws are based on Christian laws to begin with.
I don't know.
You know. Go ahead, Rose.
I mean, respectfully, if you want Sharia law in America, get the fuck back to your country. Like, you have to.
This is our country. This is our country. Brother, I was born.
I agree with Susan, actually. I agree with Susan. What you want to do, what Emrose and Bani Adam want to do to Muslims in their own country.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference. What we want.
Move to Pakistan. Move to Saudi Arabia.
No, brother. Hold on. Once again, what we want is irrelevant to what the people voted for. See, that's the difference. See, the Muslims here, like everywhere else, we respect what the law of the land is, because that's what Allah and His Messenger told us to do. But that still doesn't change the fact that Muslims here would like Sharia. Point blank.
Well, you're not getting it, buddy. Yes, that's fine. You can say that.
The thing is that today's world it could be extremely.
No, we're gonna have it here in America too.
Guys,
that's why we're gonna beat you Yahoodis.
Guys,
we're gonna beat you Yahoodis to submission.
All right, resistance. Go stop. Hold on.
That ain't anti-Semitic. Rose was talking, guys. Okay, she's gone. Next.
Alright, let's just try not to be anti-Semitic, guys. Come on. Let's just have to.
It's not anti-Semitic to say we want the Jews or the Christians to become Muslims. What's anti-Semitic about that?
It's just you said something about filthy.
You said you want to be
I didn't say nothing about filthy. What the hell is wrong with you people?
She's gone because this like the Muslim man is threatening Jews, which is not cool.
I didn't threaten them. I made promises. I don't do threats.
resistance.
Listen, what ruins it is people like him that they speak against Islam and they speak against the laws of Islam. I don't respect people like these people. So why don't you go back to wherever, gay Tel Aviv or wherever you guys want to be? You guys go there. Muslims don't want to be there. We don't care about those places. Hold on. Are you telling me that there's not Palestinian people who are secular? They do not practice Islam? Okay, then. I don't care for them.
Bro, guess what? You should have why didn't you take up arms to join the caliphate when ISIS was taking over the Middle East? Oh no, you couldn't.
First of all, ISIS, they're not Muslims. They commit crimes against Muslims.
Okay, that's a sin, but they're still Muslims.
It's a major sin. It takes them out the fold of Islam. And yes, it does. Muslims that kill other Muslims do.
Not practicing doesn't make you secular, by the way. Just want to put that out there.
I challenge to find a single scholar who actually ISIS laws.
Are you nuts? Of course there have.
No.
Yes, there is. I'll put it in the chat now. No, you can't tell me nothing.
Yes, I can. I know more than you do.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't know more than me.
Bro, you join your heart.
Brother, when you practice Islam, I don't want to hear what comes out your mouth. Practice it.
Well, can I come up? Well, he's
an Arab doesn't make uneducated. An Arab doesn't make you a Muslim.
It does make you more Muslim.
No, it doesn't, you white boy. No, it doesn't, white boy.
It is true.
I'm gonna reset the room. I'm
just not a pussy. I don't.
Well, white boy makes you gay, so you're gay.
Oh my goodness. Enough.
I think is it 80 Arabs only make up 20% of the Muslims.
Yeah, but who has the largest contribution to it then?
All of us.
Well, to be honest, the Persians did.
A lot of your scholars were Persian.
They were.
Yeah.
Probably the majority.
Oh, you can clear your name. What happened?
Yeah, thank you. This guy, just for the fact that I told him that if you want Sharia in America, and as a Muslim myself, you have to respect the law of the country that you're in. He literally accused me of being a faggot from Tel Aviv, of being a secular Palestinian. Like,
I didn't say, you see, why do you people lie?
Who's you
I
people?
didn't say you were a faggot.
Say faggot or
I said I don't care about those gays and people who want to live in jail. I didn't say any. That's where the lie is. No, listen, the only one who does come is you and your forefathers because you submitted to those fucking Jews and Christians because you're cowards. You're not part of the Islam. You're not Muhajideens. You're a bunch of bitches that like going to drink hookah and being in clubs.
Drink hookah.
Whatever they do. Whatever these cowards do. You don't make salat. You don't sacrifice for Islam. You're a fucking coward. That's why you moved to Europe, because you want to be a homo.
These are not the attributes of being a good Muslim.
No. This is me having to whip this coward into submission.
Resistance, you know what I said?
Right. I'm about to read.
And like I said, these people are liars. Because I'll read you, brother. I'll read number of scholars right now, Sunni scholars.
Okay, before you start.
Paul Cockfield, ISIS.
Okay,
so
before
once
you start
again,
that,
these people are liars. They lie.
Resistance. Before you start that, let him.
Nafis is what they are.
Let him complete. Before you start that and move on to something else, let him complete. Go ahead.
He's saying he didn't sacrifice anything for Islam. My friend's skin was sacrificed for Islam because I was circumcised when I was young. That's the bare minimum.
Are you trolling?
Why would I be trolling?
He's a Muslim, Palestinian.
Actually, no.
That doesn't make you a Muslim, Edward. This whole notion, he's Palestinian, that don't make you a Muslim.
No, I said he's a Muslim. And
I don't care if he's Palestinian.
Okay.
No, I was asking Wednesday. She said, is he trolling?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say he was trolling.
Wait. أقسم بالله العظيم I am a Muslim. My name is Muhammad يا جماعة الخير والسلام عليكم.
Okay.
No, Susan's Muslim. I know Susan.
Susan, you're Muslim. Fine.
Susan was fasting today and I'm eating suhoor right now. What is this bitch doing in America, Resistance? What are you doing in America, bitch?
I just made iftar and I'm going to the masjid now to do tahawih while you're probably masturbating.
All right, okay. If you're doing Ramadan, it's just if you don't do Ramadan, we observe Ramadan. It's not just sun up to sundown. It's the whole month. The whole month is holy. You don't talk this way. No, it's not. No, he's not. It's not. I know.
I'm a Muslim, unlike you.
Susan, stop trolling, please. You got my
He just did takfir on me.
If I was Emrose, I'd be like, I wouldn't want y'all running.
I mean, she thinks we're crazy. I mean,
not that her opinion matters, but I just thought that was funny.
I think she knew. She knows that we're crazy.
Hey, who's putting down?
Who down?
The other cow with the beam, obviously.
Don't call people non-Muslims in Ramadan.
I'll say what I want, you coward.
Don't.
I'll say what I want.
Enough.
Zio, why are you putting people down for?
Because he's a clown. Because he's a clown. So what? He cursed protected me. Did you throw him down?
You
You
also
you coward.
I didn't move you when you cursed
You're
at
a
me.
clown.
I only moved
All right,
you.
Richard,
And that's the
Richard,
problem. And that's the problem with these disgusting tribal.
Why is everybody so
That's
obsessed?
the problem with these cowardistic, tribalistic Arabs. You're not better than me. Allah Ta'ala tells us that in the Quran.
If you are stopping,
Absolutely.
And
No,
stop.
I'm going to tell him the truth about himself. Because that's what Muslims do.
okay, I have something important to say.
Hey, Dylan, what do you want to say?
Nobody's gonna kick Israel's ass. I'm going to kick your mama's ass. And also, is Israel falling by itself? Does that make sense? What's wrong with you where you're so obsessed with Israel? Nobody was even talking about Israel right now. You're like, wait, that's pretty important.
Man, fuck Israel. All you dirty fucking Jews are gonna die. Go ahead and fucking Iran blows all you cocksuckers off the face of the earth.
Resistance. Period. Yeah, but what does it say? I love it. What does it say about you? Now I love it. That's all right, don't. Fuck him up. What does it say about you where you're so obsessed with Israel? Shut up. We were not talking about Israel.
Why is Israel obsessed with raping little children like Epstein and Edward Barat?
Okay.
Why are they so obsessed with taking guns from children?
So you speak on behalf of all Israeli people because you've been reading things on the internet?
No, reading facts. It has been put out by the FBI and the DOJ, and it's been exposed by their disgusting nature by the Bibi Netanyahu harboring a disgusting Jew that came to America trying to rape a little girl in Nevada, and then they flew him out in a private jet because you guys harbor pedophiles.
Right. You don't realize how you're a sheep. You don't realize how you're reading.
And you guys are less than the shit that comes out of a goat's ass.
Here talking about why are we obsessed with Israel when we were not even talking about Israel. So who's the sheep? Sir, look at the title of the room. Who's the sheep? Look at the title of the room.
I did the title.
I understand. Okay. So yes, Iran will take Israel's ass. Yes. Like
yes, I did the title. I did the title of the room. You have a problem with that?
I don't have an issue with you putting that as the title, but nobody's going to be kicking Israel's ass.
Yes, they are. Ballistic missiles right up their ass.
I believe they did in June. I believe Iran really gave it to Israel in June.
I mean, if you're United States is using, if you're Israeli or a Jew, you should be wondering why the United States will be using Israel as like a guinea pig, because that's what it's going to do, right? Because we're not a people living in America, civilians. We're not going to get those ballistic missiles. The people in Israel will, and we saw what happened in Tel Aviv.
I have a question for you.
Try to hide it.
Why are you so fixated on this?
Fixated on what?
Because I hate those dirty Israeli terrorists. That's why.
As a Palestinian.
Sorry, Edward. Sorry. We're not fixated on this called geopolitics. The United States of America might be going to war with Iran. So why would we not have a conversation about this? Since Trump wanted to be America first and no new wars, but it seems that Israel wants to bring us into a war like it always does. So yeah, we're asking the question, will Iran beat the crap out of fucking Israel? They don't know.
I don't believe so. I want to know how this impacts your life personally. Well, for me, as a Palestinian, it impacts my life, my family's life. So a weakened Israel is better for Palestinians.
Weakened Israel is better than for America.
I think Israel is just going to take over.
I think you are a Jew hater. I think you're an anti-Semite. How do you get that? You're cloaking. How do you get that? Because you're trying to. You're trying to. Let me speak. Let Dylan complete.
One second. I want to ask you a question.
Let Dylan complete, please. Go ahead, Dylan. Yeah, you're trying to mask your Jew hatred with the guise of anti-Israel geopolitical.
Mm.
How do you know? because this doesn't impact you in your personal
I
life.
just said it did. I'm Palestinian. My family is directly impacted.
The reason why you should be getting so worked up about.
Wait, I just told you. You said how does this affect me?
I'm talking about Wednesdays, sir. I'm not even talking to you.
Okay. Why are you ignoring what I have to say?
Because I'm just directly talking to Wednesday.
Oh, you're directly talking to Wednesday? I didn't even realize you was directly talking to me. I thought Edward was next to speak to. But how am I influenced by this? I have family in the military. Actually, a lot of my family's in the military. Young men and women are in the military. Okay. My family. As a matter of fact, they're on Fort Drum right now.
I didn't ask your family.
I'm answering your question, sir. Thank you.
You're actually not, because
I'm answering your question, sir. I'm asking your question. I'm answering your question.
You should relax. I need you to take a deep breath.
I am relaxed. Here, this is me being relaxed. Okay. You want to see relaxed?
Right.
There you go. Relaxed. Look, Goo, you actually stayed long on this panel. Where did everybody go?
Probably to a different room.
Oh, shit.
You know, everyone wants to set
get along. What's wrong with y'all? I swear to God, men can't get along.
I don't tolerate nonsense from these people. You know that. I don't care. I'm not like other people. I don't care about it. I don't care about how they feel. These people are rooted in hypocrisy. Not me. My law is the Islamic law. Point blank. I don't care about nothing else they're talking about. Nothing.
Edward, why do you keep on going off? Goo left. All right. Well, this was a good room, guys.
Yes, it was. It exposed the hypocrites.
Hold on. I don't even know how to work this thing. And a bunch of Zionist, bitch boys came through. What you have for iftar?
Having it right now, pasta. I'm having it's called chicken franchise, the grilled chicken, the lemon sauce.
Sounds good. I just had chicken.
But I always have dates first. I break my fast always with dates. You should always break it with dates and then some water.
Yeah, dates are good. All right, well, the room has. Oh, hey, Rumi. Hey, Mitki. I'm about to make this into a lounge. If y'all want to chill with my cafe.
Yeah, they all probably went to what's his name's room. You already know. The Indian hypocrite.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
You know, that's where they always run to.
Mitch, come up. Oh, Mitch left. She said she'll come back. I was trying to understand Emerald's thing. I understand that she likes democracy, right? A secular democracy. But if Qatar decides to be full, like if Qatar says Sharia law, that's it, you know? If Kuwait says Sharia law, that's it. And if the minority don't want Sharia law, they can always go to a country in the West. It's like they're trying to make it seem as if every country has to be a democracy. Not every country has to be a democracy. This is a big planet. Some people just don't. If you go on to Libya? Is it Libya? Under Gaddafi, right? Under Gaddafi was, to me, in my opinion, was better than what they have now. After the United States destroyed it. And then the United States is not a real democracy. Don't let this lie. It's starting to be more. It's an oligarchy. It's a class system. To me, I feel like they're trying to put feudalism back. I was working the land again, taking away all the people who actually do work in the land, and now who's going to do the farming and stuff like that? AI's taking the jobs and stuff. Whatever. Anyway. Y'all quiet.
Oh, I'm listening to you. That's fine. I was saying that that's all they think about. That's the problem with people like Ambrose and many of them. They think Western values and these European values are all of sale.
Yeah, it's
I look at them, they're all idiots and they're crazy. My all is say all is God's law. That's it. The Quran. That's it. I don't care about nothing else. Too bad. I don't care about those idiotic companies. You're in America, you live in. I don't care. I'm a Muslim.
It's not done. I mean, if that country want a secular country, then the majority will rise up to have a secular country. And then they haven't. So, but that's just what I think. Not everything is about democracy. Some places just can't do it. The people like to be led.
All those people are sick. She's sick after I heard that. Oh, your people, the Jews in the IDF could go kill innocent women, children, and the elderly. And their punishment is what? You just want them to be in prison to watch soap operas and drink and do it? Pass my ass.
I know. I mean, I don't believe it. I do.
You know what's so crazy? That she's a hypocrite. And she's not. This is what I mean about them. They're liars. And you're not Jew. Because the Jew is literally the ones who observe the law that was given to Moses. That's what a Jew is, that observe the Torah. You people are not Jews. Because even in the Jewish Torah, capital punishment is allowed. It is a ruling by the Almighty Creator.
She also lives in Israel, so maybe she doesn't understand the prison system in the United States and how.
She don't understand reality in life. That's what she don't understand.
It's for profit. This other stuff. But
until they kill, God forbid, until they rape or kill one of her mother or sisters or her daughter, she ain't gonna learn. She's gonna have to learn the hard way. I think it is. You see, it ain't her family members that's happening to. That's what the problem is. And then she wants to come with this fake sympathy. Oh, the Palestinians, I understand. I can't know what they go through. You don't know shit about what they're going through. Let alone do you care, because you don't even want them to get justice. Imagine that. You care so much, but they can't get justice. Please.
Mm-hmm. Oh, have you seen that series Peaky Blinders?
Of course. Who the hell has never seen Peaky Blinders?
Okay. You know, they're doing a movie, Peaky Blinders, on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
The Immortal Man. I can't wait.
Late to the party, baby.
I'm not late. I've been watching Peaky Blinders.
Oh, okay. You watch Boardwalk Empire too, then, right?
No.
Oh my God, you're late, like I said. Yeah, you're gonna watch that next. Watch Boardwalk Empire.
I'm still doing the James Bond thing. My ADHD made me drop it for a second. I think I'll go back onto it. Plus, there's other things. Bridgerton came back on. So.
You never watched The Gilded Age?
Yeah, I like The Gilded Age.
Oh, I'm about to say, The Gilded.
I find it fascinating how New York used to look back in the day.
My favorite show. Did you get to watch the new Night of the Seven Kingdoms? The new game.
Oh yeah, I finished it. Yeah.
That's the shit.
So Egg lied and said that his father could give him permission, right?
Yeah, little Egg is crazy. Egg gone.
Wait, didn't he? But he lied. He said there were 9. He told what's his name, Duncan, there were 9 kingdoms. And he was like, they were 9.
Well, he's counting because he practices it all, even though the veil is part of the reach. But he's just like, you gotta remember, it's like a different time compared to.
nice though. Oh, and then BTS is coming back. Yay! Your daughter should be excited.
What's that?
The boy group BTS is coming back.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't even know.
They're gonna have a thing on a special on Netflix. Yo, I think Netflix after a while is gonna start charging pay-per-view. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now. And people will pay too. Hey, Yakov. Where is he?
Robin?
You want to come and... We're having I call mine the cafe. We're just having some chit-chat, Yakov. Hello, Brandon.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. Yourself?
That's good. I'm good. Hey, Yakov, how are you?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I was like, yeah, it was getting a little hot and heavy before. I was just listening.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't want to.
Yeah, I haven't been doing rooms a lot, so my karma score's been dropping.
Oh, let me see your karma score.
I was
top 1%. What?
I was higher than that. I lost 4 points. Dropped me down. Really? Figured I'd do a little room.
See, our resistance is doing top 10%. Okay, not bad.
I don't know why I'm upset at that. I've been trying to lose as much points as possible and stick with my tradition, but it ain't been working out.
I was at 0.5% or 2. That bring me down because I got sent to.
But your goal is to lose points?
Yeah, percentage? I don't want no damn badge. I ain't no honor student.
You don't even got a badge, so don't you worry about that.
Yeah, you have to be in the top 1%.
You could be a bad person, the bad kid. But yeah, this weather's been crazy, right?
Oh my God, for the first time in 30 years, water came into our basement. It's never come in before.
Oh my God, sorry.
Yeah, it's melted. Raise the water table.
You gotta vacuum all that water out, right?
Oh yeah, pump. Yeah.
You gotta check the Mezuzah when you sort that out, man.
What's that?
He knows what I'm talking about. You gotta check that.
Check what? I didn't hear what you said.
You gotta check the Mezuzah when you're done with the flood. When you're done with the I'm saying.
I'm confused.
Yeah, don't understand.
Listen, leave Yako alone. He's
cool, man. He's cool. I ain't playing with him.
Why I feel like I know you, Brandon. I don't know how I know you, but I know you. Shindig, come up. I'm not doing this.
Oh. How are you? How are you?
I'm okay.
How is New York?
Under a lot of snow. And once the snow melts, there'll be lots of dog poop all over the place.
He's absolutely right about that, though.
These people, they don't pick up after their dogs. They go and they poop on the snow piles. And then when the snow melts, there's like shit everywhere. Excuse my French.
New Yorkers do have a lot of dogs, huh?
There are a lot of dogs.
Well, they can blame that Mamdani guy now.
No, we've had a lot of dogs since before. No, we can't blame. No, look, a lot of things you can try to throw it in, but blame dogs, like, that hasn't changed in the 1 month that or less than 2 months that he's been married. No.
I know, but you know what? He did a really good job this time. He decided to learn from his the mistake.
First snowstorm? Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good idea. And I think the criticism about, it takes more identification to get a snow job than to vote, I thought that was not warranted.
Well, that's
I know he was meeting.
Just for tax purposes, you need to.
I'm following a story where those immigration people went into Columbia University and
arrested a student and Mamdani told Trump she should be released, and she was released or something.
Well, he went to the Oval Office and met with Trump today. Very quiet meeting. Very quiet.
I wonder what Mamdani and Trump talk about.
I think they like each other. I think Trump actually likes him. He completely disagrees with him, but he likes him as a person.
Well, you know what it is? They're both populists, right? That's why Trump was able to get voted so many votes and be president the second time because he is a populist. Like those who.
Trump is in New York. I mean, he's from New York.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that the Democrats put pretty much a dead guy and then pulled him out and then put at the last moment.
Yeah.
That didn't help.
I mean, but they already have their winning. I think Gavin Newsom is gonna run for president. He's gonna win. He's definitely gonna win.
I think in America, I think New Yorkers are the most politically sophisticated Americans. Do you agree?
Most politically what?
Sophisticated. I think they know more about stuff than the rest of the presidents.
I'd like to think of ourselves, but who knows?
I think we. I agree with that. I think we do. I think because we're just everywhere all at one time. I don't know. We're so mixed with so many different peoples. We live in our own bubble. That's for sure.
You think New York is living a bubble? Really?
Yes, oh, definitely. It is not. It is unlike any other place in the country.
It's true. I mean, it's not. It's definitely different than any other part of America. I'm pretty sure.
I think you refused to ask this last time I asked, but what country are you currently living?
I'm a Palestinian. I live in the West Bank.
Oh, I thought you moved. I thought you emigrated someplace.
No.
Do you mind me
How
asking?
you finding it? Finding what? The West Bank. I'm finding it. It's the West Bank. It's Palestine. It's where all the crap is.
I went up and down 1987 before the Intifada.
Yeah, I think we spoke before.
Yeah, we went all up and down the West Bank. That was so beautiful. People.
Don't say it. How did you like it there? Like, do you love it in the West Bank?
How did you like it? Like he lives there. Like.
Do I like it? Yeah, I like it. I mean, do I like it? Yes, I love the place. It's a gorgeous place. It's just a place with a lot of problems.
Jinden, all I have to ask is, did you build my house over there yet?
Look at that, man. She tried to immigrate. She tried to do Aliyah. I built a couple of houses. I built a couple of houses.
Right, mine's have to be purple and pink.
Purple and pink, that would be very hard.
I think people would throw eggs at your house.
Yes, they would.
No.
They would throw more.
Yes, they would. Trust me. And
they'll throw stones. Yeah. Tell her. They'll throw stones.
I'm not going to say explosives because that would be too obnoxious, but stones, rocks, cans, trash. What?
Okay, then how about like a nice blush pink? I think that'd be nice.
No, that ain't happening. It's tan, white. It's tan or white. The light tan is.
Yeah,
it has to be like a stone color. Like, that's what all the houses are, those stone colors. Because that's just the way it is. It's like go to Italy and all the roofs are red. Ask for a brown roof and they'll look at you like you're nuts.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Okay, well then you can have a pink or purple painting.
That's too radical.
That's too radical. I see. So and then everything's just trimmed to a blue.
We have that stone in us. We use stones for.
Exactly. Intense color.
Is it everywhere?
Stone is everywhere, and you have different like pattern stones from different places. In the north, it'd be white. There's the Jerusalem stone. There's the Hebron stone. There's the Jerusalem stone is actually some of the Jerusalem stone has a lot of pink in it, like a pink kind of.
Okay, so then I want to use that one.
Okay.
Wait, let me respond to what John was saying to make that correct. Okay, so Claflin's point here is that when Christ cried off the cross, he didn't even say it in Hebrew from the cross. He said it in Aramaic from the cross.
Yeah, you're actually correct.
Right? Yeah. So that's the crazy thing. Is like, that's not going to actually help him with the Hebrew stuff.
What if I
See, black people, what's the BNCC? So we black. Here's the light skin.
That's okay.
I don't know, Miss C.
No, but you gotta look at it like this. That's like me while I'm dating my then girlfriend, and I introduce her to, like, I have this homeboy that when we want to go out and we want to have fun and we do all kinds of wild and crazy shit. That's not the homeboy that I introduce my wife to. She don't need to know him. You see what I'm saying? So Clinton, Bill, we know plenty of images with Epstein. He is not introducing his wife to Jeffrey Epstein. Why would you do that? I'm just saying.
I think there's a pathology of white heterosexual men who needs to feel submissive to other white men in authority. Like the level of water carrying, it's more than just like an ideological thing. I think it's a psychosexual thing. Yeah. It is amazing
the people who talk about freedom, independence, have submitted themselves as self-identified heterosexual men to a much older white male whose rumors have issues with
Rumor has it.
but they have submitted. I don't know. It's a level of submissiveness that I wasn't expecting. But I mean, you know, it's there. God bless. I don't know what's going on, but there's definitely a deeper level sexual desire that's untapped and undiscussed.
Untapped is crazy.
Breaking news. Real quick breaking news. Vote Hub is now saying Tallarico is looking to get 2 to 3 times as many votes as Bernie Sanders did. For Latinos.
Oh no. Oh, that's over.
This is NPCs. This is NPCs on this app.
Something about the
when you're moderating the space,
y'all know how good Bernie did?
it does kind of muddle the water conversation. But when you have 30 people,
I just want to say, I wasn't asking that I was asking because I hadn't seen any. I was legit asking. I hadn't seen any. And so when she said the thing she said today, he said that, I was like, oh, they got her for contempt. Because that would be an easy contempt. I mean, she's lying under oath, because I think it was under oath. But he has special things that the Republican Congress doesn't have. So fascinating stuff. I don't know why people come on here and lie.
Special things as well.
Wait, how many Epstein files were released and she was not in a picture with all those pictures? Wow.
No, Epstein.
Here's a question. Is it just because she's a woman? Because Hillary Clinton is arguably one of the most intelligent people we've ever had in American politics. Like, she's politically savvy. She's been the secretary of state. What is it about Hillary they think they're going to get a gotcha with Hillary Clinton? I really want to know. Because they come at her like she's gettable.
I don't know. They've been trying for years now. They've been trying. Like, I don't know why she was being deposed today to her about, what did she say, UFOs?
Right. But then the thing is, so she used it to get her shit off about the 2016 election. And you heard her talk about the election interference. I'm just saying, I don't know. I saw Hillary speak a while ago, and so I'm partial to Hillary, even though, everybody has their bad or good and bad qualities. But Hillary is just somebody that you just shouldn't be trifling with, especially if you're not. I mean, it's not like we have some of the smartest people that were questioning her today. So I'm sure that went well. But I would love to see that should that have been open hearing.
Welcome back to another episode of Trying to Catch CM, trying to fish CM. We're trying to get you, CM, and we're getting very close. You're in a lot of trouble, CM.
Wait, Matt, is there a name for Tallarico stands?
I've named them the Guerricos.
Oh, my God.
Guerrico.
Tallarico.
Guerrico, papi. Tali rico. Que rico, papi.
Your mayor's endorsement of Mr. Landa, how that's going to go? Oh, I didn't even see that. Put out a video yesterday. Well, it makes sense. I mean, it totally makes sense. Because they co-endorse each other, which almost never happens in the mayoral race. The right choice. So, and I think Leonard was, destined to be on his team, and he was the former city
Everyone listen.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting fight. I have to look at the map now. I have to see what's that about. Thank you.
Establish a rule that all Mom Dominic questions go through Divine, to the campaign manager, Divine.
And that's a counterpoint. Here is Divine. I got nothing.
Oh, okay.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Okay. Democrat at 1,018,100. Wait, what is this? Yeah, well, I'll just say 1 million. Make it easy. 1 million. GOP 870.
That is not enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
It's crazy. Yes, you know, it moved to me, so I couldn't finish reading it. I hate when you're on Twitter and you're only scrolling and then it like moves. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're scrolling and you're like trying to read it.
Just as the shift in early voting behavior.
2022 and 85 or 86% of Republicans from 2022.
Word, which that's a word people use to call people gay. The gay people said that, hey, we don't like this word. You know, you're referring to my sexuality. The word eventually became a slur, right? But there were people who used that term, like the F word, to mean gay, and did bad stuff to gay people, right? The word wasn't used the word wasn't used to do bad stuff to gay people. The word was just used, to call someone gay. But you guys are saying this. No, that term was used as like a way to disparage, to lynch, to do all these things to black people. Because they know.
That's an immediate moderation badge right there.
Because they were black. You were black, you would call the N-word. And they were bad white people who called, black people black and did bad things to black people.
You said bad things like it was just like a slap on the head or something.
That's what you think bad things are? No, back up all of those. Bad things are all of those.
Wait, is that lying?
Out of Texas. I forgot that I'll find it, but this man was thinking he was getting a ride home with some co-workers or what have you. These white boys tied him to a pickup truck and dragged him for miles.
I remember. Yo, ain't the picture of my son I drew?
Oh, no, I did it, man.
So this is why you don't compare the two words, because they are not comparable. You're talking about apples and oranges. The N-word and the F word.
They're not both slurs.
They are not comparable. The F word doesn't have. They're not comparable. The F word doesn't have a history. The F word doesn't have a history of terror and violence and murder associated with it, and almost genocide. No, it doesn't.
Why doesn't it?
It's always the white Latinos and now.
Why doesn't it? If I define Oh my God, man!
Oh,
if I could find
Miss Phoebe, why don't we make them afterward? By the way, that's a beautiful picture. I can totally see that that's your son because the way you drew him, when you focused on his eyes, you know, like I really like. By the way, what? That's no way.
Shut up, you idiot.
That's crazy, bro. Miss Phoebe, I ain't gonna talk to you, Miss Phoebe, because you like playing victim. All right, I don't want to. You're my elder, and I'm supposed to respect you. I'm supposed to respect you, right? Miss Dawn is just a racist, right? I don't respect that, right?
Okay, I'll be fast, man. Miss Dawn, look, you heard. The reason why is that both slurs, you can compare slurs, right? And another thing as well, too, what you guys are saying is like, I think it's a correlation causation fallacy. You're saying that, hey, white people who did bad things to black people, they use the term N-word. And you're saying that because of this term, that's why they did it. It's like, no, you can find the same thing with the F slur. If I could point out something bad that happened to
they used
if I could
the
point out
N-word
something
while doing murder, to instill fear in people. So, hey, N-word, don't you cross that street. Hey, N-word, don't sit here. And people were fearful.
No, Miss Dawn. They use fear. They use violence to instill fear. They use the N-word because that's what they call black people.
It's a tool.
They use the N-word because that's what they call black people.
Trolling now, I know you're trolling.
I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know you understand what I'm saying. So I don't know why you trying to fight it. It just makes sense. Look, listen to the logic. The term N-word, it means black. White people call black people black. There you go. White people who are racist, they did bad stuff to black people, and they often call them black.
That was a derogatory term that was not used by people doing good.
Black people called black people.
No, they didn't.
What do you mean?
Not until later.
No, I'm not talking about the N-I-G-G-A. No, you don't even know. You don't even know.
Yes, it
no,
was.
you don't even know. You don't even know.
Yes, I do. And I'm older than you. Yes, I do.
And you're wrong. You're not wrong.
I am not wrong.
You could be older, but you could live underneath a rock. Look, black people call themselves the N-word as well too. They did. They referred to themselves as N-words. Because it didn't mean that derogatory to you.
The committee, as your next congressman, I will.
Originally, it was used derogatorily as a tool to make people fearful, to show power over them. Come on,
Miss Dawn,
America was racist. Why they needed a word to show power? America, I don't even know why I'm talking to this stuff.
Word of advice, Miss Dawn. Look, I do this, right? Look, I don't say the word. I don't give my opinion on how it was. I don't know the history of it, right? Odds are, right, is that somebody is exposed to that word, probably knows the history better or not, right? And so when I hear stuff like that, Miss Dawn, I've been on this app for years, but you will rarely ever hear me give an opinion about like those issues, right? Because one, I'm not informed enough. Two, I really don't have like a dog that will fight, right? Because I don't use the word. I don't try to promote or dissuade certain people. Tino, on your likeness,
we are not the same.
My thing is,
I do. Have a dog in the fight. You have no dog in the fight.
My thing is,
so how are you trying to tell a black woman to sit down?
Wait, what?
Can I go real quick? My thing is, Nathan.
Wait, you're black, Miss Dawn? I did not know. No, I did not know.
My thing is, Nathan, Black went through horrible, much worse things than being called it. But this is what they want to fucking stand on, bro.
Like, this is what they want to cry about. They went through way worse shit than being called a nigga, and this is what they will always fucking, like, curl up into a ball over, cry over, and shit. It makes no sense to me. Like, they give literally racists calling people niggas, they give them the power. Because, bro, y'all talking about
a disc changer, and that was a really old car, but it was like, I guess, like aftermarket, and it was in the back of the car. You'd have to like go get out of the, I think you had to like get out and like go in the back and like put like the CDs in the back. I miss that car, man. I would not be functioning with it though. It was so small. But like, yo, I got pulled over all the time because it.
Why would you say something back if it doesn't affect you?
Yo, why y'all doing that? That's old age. Oh, so now you want to switch stance or what? Are you trying to argue with me? Like, bro, now you're trying to flip sides on me or what? Take a stance.
Oh, y'all stop with the ADHD. Can y'all chill up with the ADHD, please?
Discuss it. Discuss it. He's not. He's I love my Italian brother, Brett from CSPTR.
Look, I could be wrong, and it won't be the first time I'm wrong. But from what I understand,
I'm just trying to understand you.
Yeah, from what I understand, that term was used to other and to dehumanize.
Families know that debt is out of control. Washington. I'm John Kitover. I'm running for Congress in Illinois 16. Living line, born ready. Democracy fans. Inner peace. Let's make this third eye proud. Ooh, there it is. Whoa! What's happening in here? Just raise my frequency, Nick. I'm breathing and reset your body and neck. Let's folks, I'm John Kitover.
Yes.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Spirits, give me a sign. Say hi or something.
No, the whole world was racist back then, right? Because they believed at one point in time that black people was a subclass of humans, right? They believed that, they believed that black people were subclasses with humans.
Dr. John Kitover. I'm a physician, a veteran, and a neighbor here. John, focus on the center of your brain. You say that. Good enough.
After a long shift, I'm giving myself a few minutes to meditate and raise my.
Good evening. In a colossal victory tonight, local businessman John Kitover.
Find a comfortable seat on your mat. Let the show. What a day. Right on the dial.
Call black people, which was the N-word. What happened eventually after black people gained their freedom and they were starting to gain an identity, they didn't want to be called anymore. They didn't want to be called black people. I believe that was light-skinned people that did this shit. Like Miss Fifi.
I'm Kitover. I'm running for Congress in Illinois 16th District. I grew up here in Northern Illinois. We work hard and we live hard. Let's get to work. We're starting with a quick one. Some short rules we get. All right, settle in. Focus on the center of my brain.
John, you're shaking like my cousin's Pinto at 60 miles an hour. Harmony level 7. Yeah, and the coffee table's at earthquake.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to order 3 large hellos. Are you on the phone?
Of course I'm on the phone. So am I.
Just used to call people
Black, you're an N-word. And that's the definition of the word, man. Black.
What people did, what racist people did, the black people, it wasn't doing it because of the term, because of the N-word. It was doing it because
when you're a write-in candidate, folks wonder if they'll spell you. Oh, Americans, the state of our union is strong. Stronger than I am.
That's all I want to say. Anyone want to go? That's
Oh, America.
Okay, so I'll just give a quick analogy just to show, like, how like slurs become slurs. Like back then, F slur meant what? A person that was homosexual. It was a curse word back then. It was just a curse word.
When you're writing,
say it, Christians can't say it because Christians don't curse, but some Christians curse and they don't use it, right? That's not gay. And afterwards, gay people are like, hey, I don't like this. Then you know what gay people did too? They even appealed to the violent straight people and say, violent straight people use this word to degrade us before they were violent with us. Before they would like burn us or something like that, they would say these types of stuff. We don't want to be called this anymore. So then the word became a slur. The word originally meant gay. Similar to the N word. The word originally meant black. Well, black people felt like, hey, this makes me feel a certain
I grew up here in Northern Illinois.
They started saying, we don't want to be called this. You make me feel this way when you call me this. And that's when they said that, hey, it's a slur. And that's when they give like all those, they attribute all those other things to the word. But that was black people doing.
Kiddo.
It's not the same.
And this system is done. We know that they're not the same, but they are slurs. And because they're slurs, I can point out the similarities on how slurs are, or how things evolve into slurs.
Like saying, yeah, we know that an apple isn't one, but it's a fruit.
Oh, I don't say. Isn't it,
And fruit starts from a seed. You know, anyways, go ahead on Brandon.
Isn't your intention matter if it's a slur or not? Or no?
That's what I think.
Good evening.
They think just
Alright. So you do agree that your intention is what makes it a slur?
Yeah, context matters.
Right.
If someone
Context matters, etymology of the word would matter too. So in that case, usage would be as powerful of how you rank the word if you know the history of the word. And they made the point earlier, it was meant to differentiate everybody in history. Like the Romans would call other people black because they thought of it as a pejorative. It was a derogatory term. They used the word for a long shift. I gotta pull up, I forgot the...
No, but it's different today, right?
No. I'm lying down. I got my dental work done today, and it's my head's not working full.
But it's different today, right? So we're talking about that. It is. If they're calling each other, it's different.
If it isn't different today, me and you would be able to freely use it.
Exactly. If somebody will hit you, you can if you say,
You can freely use it, but you're not.
We can freely use it.
John, folks. Your freedom of speech
absolutely can be consequence. You can say like screw you and get consequences.
Doesn't save you.
You can tell someone screw you and get consequences, and then what?
Back to my original.
What I'm talking about is people use it to their
in through the nose, out through the mouth. Peace. Hello, Americans. The state of our union is strong, stronger than ever. Jobs are up, crime is down, and the spirit of this country is as bright as these lights. After the address, pick up milk, eggs, and cat. Hello, Americans. After a long shift, I'm giving myself a few minutes to meditate and raise my vibration. Turkic states a long shift. Stop being emotional faggots and allow somebody to fucking finish. Jesus Christ. If you guys care about context and etymology, then you would know that the word was purposefully But if you're a Republican patriot, you will write in John Kitover. You will now vote for Darren LaHood. John Kitover is certified in all counties and precincts of the 16th district, so be sure to write in John Kitover for the 16th district to unseat and defeat Darren LaHood. And also in the Atlantic Northeast. Right? These are context, bro. This is history. This is only 100-some years ago, bro. What are we talking about? And the word faggot, the etymology of faggot is also the difference is
80% of the population who I can't align with and I disagree with, or do I care to offend 16 to 18% of the population who I do culturally align with? That is why I choose to freely exercise my freedom of speech and use faggot, but I call the N-word the N-word, right? Contact me.
Not a real nigga. Not a real nigga.
People can't stand on the point, which is crazy because they use the word of God on each other today, and all of a sudden that doesn't matter. But that's the funny part. No one wants to address that.
Particularly knowing why insults.
Nate's argument, and why we were arguing so hard. Sorry, I have nuts in my mouth. Okay.
That's what she said.
He's arguing that it wasn't horrific ever. Black people called each other N-words and all this, and we're saying no. He's trolling. That's incorrect. It was used to, excuse me. It was used to instill fear in people. It was derogatory. It was tied to horrific crimes, right? In the past, we're talking about, not today. Of course, today, it's been washed down, right? And it doesn't hold the power that it used to hold, right? And that's a whole, but then it was powerful.
You're just making shit up. What are you talking about? That's the dumbest shit I heard.
Dr. John Kitover. Folks, I'm John Kitover. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Like so many other words, it was split. The meaning has always been something more traditional. Like, how about that? It to be used in a horrific way, because of the history that was going on at the time that was being used. Okay, during the 90s, see Dolores Tucker, she was a councilwoman out of California. She went after the lyrics of Tupac. It had,
I know why you call you bitch.
All I'm saying.
That was the song, Miss Fifi.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. I just wanted to finish my sentence. Story. Some of these people fought, but then you had folks, entertainers, and say, you know what, I'm not going to use this word. Or, but it was definitely something that was derogatory. I don't care what you do with it today, but it still was. That's all I'm saying. I don't want people to be, what are they trying to do now? Just erase history.
Inner peace. Let's make
feel bad that, it was crazy things going on. All I want to say is whatever.
You don't want them to whitewash history.
That's the word.
Right.
Right.
We know that.
Miss Fifi, deliberately, I don't know why, she deliberately misunderstanding.
I'm saying again, Miss Fifi, you're arguing. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, people always say that when they can't defeat you.
No, you're trolling for real.
Especially when it's a taboo topic, and they like,
Why you being such a antagonist and you just being so provocative? You know how you have shock.
I do.
That's you. Everybody knows to come here for shock.
Democracy dance.
Leave the feelings at the door.
I'm John Kitover.
I get what you're saying that, hey.
I'm not going to ask the white boy call me nigga. Okay, that's not going to happen on the stage.
Wait, what? Let me ask you this question. Who made that statement that help white people call you nigga? Who said that?
I'm saying when you white boy shit, if somebody get on the stage and say nigga, I'm not going to be happy. Especially if they're right.
No one's saying that.
No, we're talking about
Nathan, quit messaging.
We're talking about the history of
we're
talking about the history of the word Miss Fifi. We're talking about the history of the word, right? We're saying that the word was not always a slur.
Families know that.
And you know who helped me out with this? They said this. It was not always a slur. Hey, guess who made that point, Miss Fifi? Guess who made that point? Me. I've been saying that the word wasn't always a slur. But you know what you do? You say, you know what?
against the law in them. You just like them. You slip around the
You see, when I'm right, I'm gonna always be right. I'm gonna fight for what's right. That's the difference between us. If your slip is showing, and I'm telling you, hey, your slip is showing, you say, Nathan, you don't know what you're talking about. My slip is showing. I'm gonna keep on telling you that your slip is showing.
Who's telling me this, and I'm gonna look and fix it because it's you.
Yeah. You show me that,
Nathan, quit. I'm getting too many notifications, brother. Quit texting me and telling me to call Miss Chief the N-word. I'm not going to do it. I know you want me to, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Don't do that anymore. Come on, brother.
You know.
You brought up the 90s, right? And like the culture had changed against like rap music and court cases. Do you know the creation of what gave the whites the ability to get away with this shit?
The whites.
Because the popularization.
No. The OJ trial, the popularization of the usage of quote.
They gave me, and I have to answer.
But only when the moon is new.
Which means we're on the same side.
You're late, Mr. Kitover.
Tragic.
Because they were quoting what the police officers were saying on, wiretaps and off camera, saying racial shit, the Rodney King stuff. And there was a famous attorney who basically made this argument and said we've now officially weakened the word and now allowed white people to say N-word. All news shows and broadcasters, when they were talking about it, when they were reading Mark Twain, they'd use the hard ER, but when they were talking about OJ, or when they were talking about Rodney King, or when they were talking about all of the crap that happened with, rest in peace, Reverend Jesse Jackson, who just died, they would use, quote, N-word. So now we all have a pass, right? Because of people like Nathan and Andrew.
Hey. No. I'm saying this too. You know what?
You like that?
Yeah. But I'm saying this though. Don't just put me in Andrew. Put Tupac there too. Because Tupac was one of the great think tank for African Americans. He was and his group of young individuals. They said that what we're gonna do? We're gonna rebrand the word. The word
is trans gangster, bro. You can't take that guy seriously.
Yes, but they got mad when they interrupt you. So the point is this, though, and a group of individuals, they rebrand them, right? Guess what it meant, Miss Fifi? It didn't mean, and he said this in an interview, when you use the NITR, you're talking about whips and chains. And when I use IGGA, I'm talking about a whip, and he did like the motion, the hand gesture to show that he's in a car, and I'm talking about chains, like gold chains, right? But if you have a white person, like let's ask Andrew, would you say the N-word with the A?
When I say in public?
Yeah, would you call a black person that? Because what Tupac says that N-word isn't any.
Someone give this nigger Andrew the N-word pass. You just got the pass from the station.
Greg apparently has the pass. But no, I called Nagu. I called him Nagu. He came on stage. NGU. He came on stage and I said, "What's up, my Nagu?"
That's
the most I've done.
Because we let people all
Miss Fifi, hit me up, Miss Fifi. I'm saying this. Let me just land. So look, Tupac gave the definition of the term, right?
No one wants to land because you're waffling.
Yeah.
No one wants to
interview,
interview,
right?
You're waffling.
Okay, come on, great. Chill.
Bro, you're just saying words. You're waffling. No one wants to hear it.
Control the atheism, bro.
You gotta control your fucking mouth.
Control your fucking autism.
No one wants to hear this shit.
Then leave. Listen, shut your black ass up. Let me move your black ass down. Yeah.
It's one of
Anyway, so
Andrew's people, bro. It's the people Andrew.
exactly.
It's crazy. You mentioned fanboy, man. What's the back to the conversation.
You gotta listen. You gotta leave your strays where you found them at, bro. Don't be bringing them up inside your feet.
I hate those movements.
Exactly.
You can't
feed the troll, bro. You know that, Andrew.
That's true. I do. But I still feed you. But go ahead, Nick.
Oh, no. So look, Andrew is even hesitant. Listen, Andrew is even hesitant to say it, right? Tupac said, hey, it does not, he said Nigga, because the lady was like, well, you use it in your songs, right? Well, he said, when I use it, I'm not talking about whip and chain, right? And he did the whip, and the chain being like chains would you lynch people with, or you hug people like cage them with. He said, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about whip, car, chain, gold chains, and that's what I use it for. So that's the difference right there. And I'm asking Andrew to say it now because historically that's what the word meant, especially by Tupac. When Tupac makes this song, nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, you should be able to use it because he doesn't mean anything disparaging, but you can't tell it to a black person. And you know why? Because black people are the most racist people. Go ahead, Emma.
I mean, yeah, talk, because Pro might want to come up and say the N-word. I mean, I won't say it, but maybe him as a white person. But go ahead, Em.
I think the point I was going to point out is that it's not just, like, I think Andrew might be like me, so I'm going to say it because screw Andrew to say that he did. But the reason that we choose to say something or not choose to say something isn't simply just because whether it's going to offend other people. Like, that's kind of an exterior reason for us. Like, what we feel, like, if that is, like, the hurtful thing. And we take that, I feel like, I know I forget that part. So, like, that, it doesn't matter. External, like, validation of that doesn't matter as much as, like, what we strongly believe.
What do you mean by external validation of that, if you don't mind?
Like other people's interpretation of it, like regardless of whose race it is or who it is and who we're talking to. Like it's an internal decision. So we would never be comfortable saying that.
Do you use the term faggot by any chance, Emma?
No, I don't ever use that.
Okay.
You never used it?
I didn't mean that.
Never ever.
Aggressive manner. I'm not.
How old? How young are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not young. Not typically young, no.
Curse them. Do you curse?
Yeah, sometimes I do have that fault sometimes, yes.
I'm surprised to hear a Hagop using the F slur, actually, considering how left-leaning you are, Hagop. You know, anti-MAGA, anti-conservative.
It's actually very concerning, Andrew.
It is. I'm surprised.
Non-LGBT supporting Marxist.
You know, that's interesting.
I am so upset that these gays and trans have completely taken over our communist and socialist party.
Crazy.
Because they would be massacred in the fields if Trotsky or Stalin was around today.
Wow, you are an unusual mix.
I'm not actually that fucking leftist, bro. You have to understand the time I grew up in, right? I was born in '93. I'm very young, compared to some other people in this room, but I grew up with South Park, brother. And South Park literally made it a point to differentiate why faggot isn't offensive, but the N-word is.
Did they use the F-slur?
Yes, I'm getting a call.
I can't imagine South Park would use it anymore. They used it back then. I didn't know that they did. South Park actually used that slur? Does anybody know? I actually don't know.
Yes.
They totally.
They did.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You got to look at the episode about the tunnel of intolerance.
See.
Fag. Yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting to kind of see the shift, the cultural shift and things like that, because I doubt they would do it now. I would be shocked if they did it now. It's kind of like Eminem, toning down his, language like that. You don't really hear him talk like that anymore. And I just, I'm always a little suspect when I kind of see
that kind of.
Yeah, definitely stuff.
Yeah, but I will say, look, I mean, as far as what you said, like saying something that's going to offend people, like it depends on why it's offending them, is what matters to me, right? So if somebody, it's not so much about the words that somebody's saying, it's like what they're trying to express, and that would include the way they're saying it. So like if somebody's trying to express some kind of hurt or trying to generally denigrate people, I can understand people being upset by that, right? But if somebody's saying it in a joking way, it's just like if somebody wants to call me a cracker or a polar bear or an Edomite, usually, even when they're meaning it, I'm okay with it. But if they, if they're joking around, I know they're joking around, and that doesn't bother me, right? It doesn't matter how, maybe vile.
You're an Oleg.
Somebody might take that. What's that? What'd you say?
The most offensive word is like someone calls you an Oleg.
Andrew, what if I were to say it should bother you?
I don't necessarily agree because it obviously
like for just real quick, Andrew.
Yeah.
Like in my culture, right? There are certain words you shouldn't joke with around women and children. Like you could joke, like you could call someone a motherfucker in Armenian. It's 9 times out of 10 it will start a physical fight, right? You could incorporate that into a joke, right? But even when you say it as a joke, it's looked down upon, and you have to be like very, very careful on who and when you curse. And I personally think being exposed to, the LA culture where pretty much anything goes and anything could be a joke, I think being reserved is a great way for our society to function. I think there's a lot of benefits, and you don't water down the words. Like when you call someone a motherfucker, like prepare to fight. And I think this overusing of every word is retarded. It's retarded.
It's retarded. I love how you say it's retarded. That's funny. But let me just, we should be reserved. Not being reserved is retarded. But let me just say, there's a comedian, I wish we were on Discord because I would play a clip, but there's a comedian that I have just an enormous amount of respect for because he packs his rooms out with just every ethnicity, every background. And he just does jokes that are, they're genuinely fun, right? Racial stereotypes, everything like that. And everybody's laughing together, no animosity. There's like this, it's a tearing down of racial barriers. And I have a lot of respect for that approach. I'm also not opposed to what you're saying, as far as being reserved. I think that's another way to go. I do think there are certain things that are sacred that you shouldn't be joking about, shouldn't make jokes about it, right? And be like, demeaning. I wouldn't want to be demeaning about Christ or anything about God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yet, how many comedians, right, joke about Christ but never about other religious figures, right?
No, I agree.
You know why? It's our fault, Andrew.
Yeah, because we don't stand up.
We're not the ones, right, cutting people's heads off, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not advocating for violence. But clearly there's a difference here.
Yeah, I agree. They take advantage of our passivity and the fact that a lot of Christians are going to, turn the other cheek, so to speak, or they're not going to, run a jihad on you if you're, coming against Jesus. You can do the
I
most.
think you just have to read the room. Just read the room.
Certainly.
You don't have to have that.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that. What do you call that? They're socially awkward or something. They just don't know when to suppress things. I don't know.
I think it's emotional intelligence. Some people lump it under that.
You have to read the room. You're not going to go in there and say the N-word in front of a bunch of nanas or something. When I say nanas, meaning, grandmothers or whatever. You just don't. Even if you can say it, it doesn't mean that it's right all the time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, there are contexts, and I think it'd be inappropriate and whatnot, right? If somebody was telling you how horrific the Holocaust was, and they're like crying and telling you about how, their great-grandparents or whoever, right, went through the Holocaust, and
I had a manager who who's I want to say was it his grandfather, but I know his son. They gave him his bar mitzvah in Israel. How cool is that? You know what I mean? So we got to learn a lot about each other because he was our manager at the station. Absolutely. So we got to know each other's culture. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, right, if somebody was giving that some kind of testimony about that and you were just like, I don't think that would be the time to make a joke about the ovens and the Jews, or what's the difference between a pizza and a Jew, right? I don't think that is the time to make that kind of a joke. But
finish it. I don't know that one.
The Jews don't. I'm sorry, the pizza doesn't scream when you put them in the oven. But the thing is about that is that a lot of people aren't gonna. I know. The thing about that is there's going to be times that are appropriate where you can joke with people, even about things that are very sensitive. And it could be appropriate or more appropriate, right? There's going to be times when it's not. So I agree it's very much contextual. And it very much matters.
That one's kind of like yikes.
It's brutal. So, I mean, people, but I really do think it's the intention of the person that is expressing what they're saying that is the crucial thing that you should acknowledge, right? I don't think that you should just take what the words that they're using and that should be what offends you necessarily. I think you should be looking at the intention of the person. I think that's what should matter.
I saw a comedian somewhat recently. Hey everybody, salute to the room. From Detroit, Michigan, where it's warming up here, yay. I saw a comedian, his name, Kevin something, but I'll think of it in a second. But he's a recovering alcoholic. He was really funny and everything, but he was making addict jokes a little bit. Not that I'm offended, but a lot of people got up and walked out, and because they were offended about, but it was just like the content. I mean, it just didn't sit right with this particular audience. It didn't bother me, but it was, again, you got to read the room.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And the thing that I wanted to say is it's also like, and Emma, I don't know if you can comment on this, but it's not just offending somebody that should be the rule, right? Because obviously, I'm going to say Jesus is God. Muhammad is a false prophet, and I don't care. I mean, it's unfortunate that people are offended, but that's not going to stop me from saying that, right? I'm still going to proclaim the truth on that. And so there's certain things that you should be willing to say, even if they offend people. So offending somebody just can't be the metric by which you determine if something is off limits or not. It's a metric to look at, the metric. It's not like that's the deciding factor. So just saying, somebody might be very attached to Islam, and you'd be like, it's not that you should be heartless about it, but you can just be like, look, Christianity is true, and Islam is false. If push comes to shove, I mean, this is really the truth of it. And I think that's something that should be considered, right? Is there's going to be certain things that are just true, doesn't matter how people receive it, as far as it stopping you from saying it, you should still say it. But there are some things that are offensive that, you should consider who's hearing it and what the intention is for you expressing it to the group of people that are going to hear it. Like, that matters. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I think that you have to be accountable for what you say at all times, whether or not you're religious. Even if you're saying something alone. By yourself someplace, you're accountable for what you comes out of your mouth. And it doesn't matter. Like, it's offensive not to someone else. You're accountable for thinking about your words. You're responsible.
Yeah, your words are like your biggest weapon if you want to, not in a good way or a bad way.
Do you guys know who was protected from the executioner's axe? The jester, right? So I think that I kind of agree with medieval shit. I think that the jester or the comedian here doing the social commentary should be free to use all the slurs and all the words.
Okay.
But us laymen should know that there's consequences for the words.
No, that's a great point, right, about the bester, right? But practically speaking, don't you think every single one of those dudes there was a limit to any particular king. Like you could make fun of his wife. Maybe you could make fun of his weight, but you better not make fun of his nose or he'll fucking kill you. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
What about with the
It's
Pete?
true
What about with
arbitrary
the,
rules.
what about the Pete Davidson? You know, and the roast and stuff. They crack jokes about his dad dying in the 9/11 thing.
And it's hilarious.
It's hilarious because he goes along with it, but I'm kind of like, I still kind of makes me uncomfortable. I don't know.
Yeah, that would make me uncomfortable. Like, I wouldn't be comfortable with somebody joking.
He laughs at it. I'm almost like, why are you laughing?
Yeah. You just have to, I mean, if he really...
He makes jokes about it.
Yeah. That just means that he decides he is. He doesn't... Maybe it's
great. The greatest 9/11 joke is Norm Macdonald's. You guys heard Norm Macdonald's joke?
I'm laughing before you say it because I know the joke.
What's the joke?
So he gets people. So what? Like for example, to Andy Dick once he said, "Have you ever heard the 9/11 caller? What did he say? Hey,
Oh, this is a different one. Is this the one that was on the podcast where
he goes. Yeah, he goes. Have you ever heard the 9/11 call from Kennedy? And he goes, I think you mean 911. He goes, well, yeah, 9/11 is a national tragedy, which makes the other person laugh. And then he turns it on them. He's like, what are you laughing about this for? I'm obviously not telling you, right? I need you to check it out. What do you want me to do?
Last one. This is your last one.
Be a little bit more prepared next time, Tim.
It was ridiculous. I can't believe it. Wait, hold on, Mother. Go ahead. One mic on Mother so he can say hello to him.
Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday evening. I hope you guys are doing well. How are my girls and my gays?
You know who else made billions, millions off of 9/11 hiccup? Howard Lutnick.
Let's not talk about the pedophile stuff today, bro. I have a long day. I don't want to get into yelling.
Yeah, let's
rather talk about race.
Don't y'all get tired of talking about pedophilia? Jesus, every fucking day.
I'd rather talk about race and like the value of like words and their impacts. We can get into some philosophy. It'll be fun.
How come nobody asked me how my day's going?
Because we're talking about if the word faggot or the N-word are offensive.
Well, can I take the faggot one?
You sure can.
So, I do think, I mean, we have kind of gotten desensitized to it. Like, the gays call each other faggots all the time, but like a straight person can't call us that. And I think that is the same connotation for the N-word. Like, we can call each other that. We are in community with each other, but y'all better not cross that line before you get cut.
What if I call a person faggot that has nothing to do with their sexuality? It's just their behavior.
Yeah, like you're acting faggy, like The Office.
Oh, well, I would never say faggot.
It is ascertaining behavior in a derogatory fashion. You're not saying that in like a positive light.
Well, what if we just throw him to the faggots?
Yo, faggot sounds much better. It actually sounds endearing.
Well, you gotta think. I mean, listen.
Faggot sounds a little endearing.
Before Mother's people came along, the word faggot was used to refer to a bundle of sticks that was used at the stake to burn these heathen witches. So then Mother's people came along and they hijacked everything. They hijacked faggots. They hijacked the rainbow, which, mind you, was promise. Yes.
I'm going to put you at the pump. I'm going at the pump.
I'm after mine.
Yo, attention. Mother's people. Speakers here. Mother and Puffman, alright? People call me racist because I like to say the word blackie, right? I throw out the word blackie. But as Spanish speakers, can you guys translate what blackie, like how would it be in Spanish? So it was negrito. Right? Is negrito endearing, right? Like it's endearing in our culture and our language. Here's the thing. I
don't know about your culture.
I'm a real Hispanic on you.
Oh, of course.
I'm crying. What I was gonna say is like in our culture we don't have the same racial animosity as America does. Like calling someone negrito is not something
it's like it's not equivalent to the N word. And people love to use that. It's not the same thing. Like you can call someone negrito and it not be like derogatory or aggressive. It can kind of be like a term of, you know, whereas like
No, I don't think so.
Yo, is
I don't know. I still don't know what Hispanic is.
Is Niggy worse than nigga?
Hmm?
Is Niggy worse than nigga?
I'm sick of him anyway. He's been calling me nigga all night, y'all.
I ain't saying that.
Fifi, hold on. You gotta fight back, Fifi. You gotta fight back.
I wish Aiken was here. I wish Aiken was
Fight back. Don't let that nigga Dizzle do you like that.
I ain't calling her
Fight
nigga.
back, girl.
What the fuck?
Yes, he might as well.
Shame on you, Dizzle. Shame. Shame. How dare you disrespect the Fifi like that?
So nobody's really gonna ask me how my day went.
No, not really. We're not interested. But I'll tell you what, man. How long have you been down in Florida for?
So all right. So mother, how was your day? Good. I've been feeling like a bad bitch all goddamn day.
Okay, so now to the question. How long have you been in Florida for?
11 years, 12 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been here.
So was it your family? Your family came up from the DR to New York like most typical Dominicans do? Or?
No, we came. So I don't know if you have on this, but I'm half Puerto Rican. So my mom's side of the family was in Miami, and so they moved to Miami, and it was like Miami in the 1980s, and my dad was like, "This is a hellhole. Why did we move here from DR? This is a shithole." And then they moved to Chicago, and that was a very long time ago. Miami's a beautiful city now, but it was really bad in the 80s and 90s.
Got it.
It was like,
So your dad needed somebody from
Miami, though? Isn't that peak Miami?
Your dad needed an anchor, and
in
he
the
found
90s,
himself.
Miami in the 90s was basically a war zone. Like the
80s, 90s. Hell yeah.
Pretty
Good
much.
time. Good time.
Now we've reached a 50.
Proud owner of a maggot cock.
Miami's had a look.
Look at that. And all it took was to sprinkle some gay niggas in there.
So it happens everywhere. The gays move in, we make it nice, and then the heteros want to come back and shove us out. Like, we did all the hard work.
You notice how he doesn't bring up the portion about how they priced out all the people that were original.
Right.
The populations.
Yeah, they're very exclusive. Yeah.
This is why.
What are you talking about?
We literally this reason exactly. Gentrification is the reason I don't use the N-word.
That's why you gotta throw to the faggots. Burn them.
I'm just saying, if you see gay men moving into your neighborhood, you should be happy because your property value is gonna go.
Well, I gotta tell you, if a gay guy was into him, I think he'd want to call 911 because that sounds like rape.
Yeah, and by the way,
I was gonna yell yes, queen, when you said you were that bitch on
I didn't know you were gay.
Not too much of a mother.
You didn't know that, did you?
Oh, I didn't. So you don't mind the animals?
No, other gays can call me faggot. I don't care.
No. What about straight people? Because I don't
that's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay, but what about them just using it like Hagop did?
Well, I got puzzled with what they use.
Pro the maggot cock.
Like I thought they tried because of the years.
Proud owner of maggot cock.
Like if I didn't like it, I'd be like, hey, what the fuck are you saying?
I love the gays. I know this, Andrew. I'm just anti.
Oh yeah. No, you said LGBTQIA like that.
Yes, because the gays that I know. Okay, I'm gonna slightly dox myself.
Yeah, you're
I'm gonna slightly
dox himself.
So if you Google my full name, I think Oleg knows the story. If you Google my full name, I wrote a paper in a bunch of places.
Oh, that is good.
And the title of the paper was The Development of the LGB/queer Identity in the Armenian Culture.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest.
I got this shit published everywhere, Andrew. Everywhere. I'm an ally.
I didn't even know there were gays in Armenia, bro. I had no idea.
There are gays everywhere, bro. And like they're
there's a huge diaspora community in Los Angeles, in Boston, right? And I interviewed a lot of people and how like their gay identity mixed with their Armenian identity, the difficulty of being a Christian and dealing with all of these things, like coming from a culture that is extremely prideful in their race and ethnicity and all that.
Aren't you that this question? Like,
you want to shoot your shot? Go ahead.
All the gays I interviewed asked me one question.
You interviewed gays, bro?
Yeah.
Is he available? Do you know what the question that he wants to ask?
In person? Were the interviews in person?
Some of them were in person.
Cosmopolitan.
Skype. Some of them were Skype. So every
you all,
gay and lesbian I interviewed, or bisexual, asked me one thing. They're like, please do not include trans Armenians. No. They said do not include the trans community.
Wow, really?
We don't like them.
When was this? What year was this?
This is 2014. What was this? 2015.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I interviewed one guy who was in his 60s. I think he might have been 70s, 60s. His name was Suren. Suren is married to a black man. Both of them are psychiatrists. His brother was also gay. His brother died from AIDS. He was one of the first people in like the Los Angeles Armenian community to be outed about his sexuality because he died from AIDS. And this guy did a lot of work for like the AIDS Foundation down here, all this stuff. And he was one of the people who goes, bro, please, I'm begging you. Like, Hawk up, please.
Yeah, but did you ask him
why?
why?
To the lesbians and because they gave me different reasons. All the lesbians said that they're like attacking what Sugar Belly says, right? They're attacking like feminism, this intersectionality doesn't really cross over. And all the gays said like they're taking our men.
Yeah, because the attraction to a woman is still there, because that's the actual natural course of the human race. But hey, look, what do we know? You know. Hey, quick question, yo, mother. What was the name that you used to go by a couple years back when we first met you in here? If you don't mind me asking, I remember you used to go by something else. Is he there? He probably gave up on me.
Yo, I'm in the shower. Hold on.
Oh, no. You can't do it. Right, Nathan. Thank you, sir. Nicholas. That's right. And then he went to Nick. Then he went to some other shit. Yeah, Nicholas. That's right.
Is his real name. He went by Nicolations.
Yeah, Nicolations. Yeah.
Nicolations. Yo, and then I got off. Right when he went to Nicolations, that's when I got off. Nathan, you want to say something?
Well, I just wanted to ask you about, man.
I thought it was Nathan.
Oh, is it Nathan? Go ahead, Nathan.
No. I know somebody.
Fast. Do you see my PTR?
Yeah.
So this is a drawing of my oldest son, bro.
He kind of looks like you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
You're crazy. Who's that, Concrete?
I don't know if you're lying or not, dude.
Is his son Concrete? Y'all know Concrete is Nathan's oldest son, right?
Yes, sir.
Concrete
is Nathan's oldest son, man.
No,
that's not Concrete.
Nathan's definitely father. I gotta say, the Pup Man, I hope Nathan has done a good job of shepherding this room and getting all the people here to bow down to the truth of Christ. I hope that is what Nathan's done. So I'm just assuming that that's what's occurred, Pup Man, and that you yourself have been shepherded by Nathan into acknowledging the Christian truth.
Andrew, I'll tell you what, the only thing I believe is that Clubhouse is, in fact, not only a PSYOP machine, but Nathan is part of that machine, and he's being paid to wrangle all the retards on Clubhouse and keep them, while the other rooms grow and fruitfully disperse their seeds across this heathenist platform. Outside of, yeah, Nathan is cool, man. Nathan is cool. But I tell you what, I need Nathan to bring me to the feet of our Creator. It's pretty obvious when we step outside that None of this happened out of a big bang. There is, in fact, a creator who created all of this. Yeah, Andrew, you don't know me like that, Andrew. And you know what's crazy? We've been around each other since probably like season 1 or 2. But I know most people, they see the I am calm. They don't really take what I say, seriously. It's the puff man. And, I know how to do I do the impersonations and shit, so nobody really takes me seriously. But outside of that, man, listen, I'm always up for a good conversation.
Well, I hear did you just talk about Nathan? I hate Nathan. Oh my God.
See, and this is the reason why I can't wait for Tom Holman to show up at this motherfucker's door and report his ass. I want this motherfucker so gone from everything.
No, he's not.
Oh my God. We need Faisal deported from planet Earth. How about that? We need to put this motherfucker on one of them Elon rockets.
Faisal is not only an illegal alien, but he's also a Muslim. So there's two reasons.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. We gotta get him out of here.
Yeah, I think what you had.
So how do you plan to get me out of here?
I'm just gonna come to your door.
You'll get me out of here by keeping me where I'm at my country.
I want to get you out of the United States because you're a Muslim and you are an immigrant.
So first off, excuse me, Faisal, I just want to announce, excuse me, quiet, baby, quiet, excuse me. So I just want you to know that Tom Holman is on his way to your house. More importantly, excuse me, quiet, you ought to learn that when real... I'm ready for... Excuse me, quiet, baby. Quiet. You gotta learn when to be quiet. Because you're an embarrassment to yourself now. That's to satisfy. But I will say this, and you can't die your peace. Let's make this the right. I am the president of the United States, okay? But I will say this, we're going to deport you. What is happening? Just raise my finger. What's the reason for you? You know who that is? We are picking her up from Ireland because Ireland has had enough of her. And we're going to put you together on the same rocket. And we're going to send you off into the distance to never see you again. And look, I was trying to be nice. I was really trying to send you to the Uyghur camps, okay, to have you put some iPhones together. But you're a douchebag, okay? So that's how we're going to handle you for moving on, okay?
But here, Andrew, how dare you insinuate that I chose to step foot in the bitch ass country of the Nazis? I would never.
Well, that's the reason why you're still fucking ghosts, okay? It's quite obvious, okay? You're still drinking cold milk, okay? That's why you're ass backwards, okay? And you wear your flip-flops on the wrong foot, okay? It's why you never aim when you shoot. That's the reason why you folks never kill anything, okay? But you sure know how to aim for a goat's vagina. You guys are very well known for that. World renowned. That's because you guys are cowards.
More like we're into fashion.
I would also like to take the time to announce that we're also taking over Gaza. We're going to be building some beautiful buildings in Gaza. You're going to see it's going to be a beautiful thing. And we're going to make sure that Nathan and Andrew have penthouses on the top, most highest floors.
Trump's
Yes, sir.
Trump's voice doesn't sound so chiseled like that.
Well, that's because you're fake news. That's really why.
Oh, sorry, folks.
Rough night with the burrito buffet?
So, what I did this was...
Let's do like a staging a protest. Oh, sorry, folks.
Rough night with the burrito buffet?
What do you guys think?
The committee is your next congressman. I will always stand with our ally Israel.
When I say stand, I mean it. Watch this. Reflex has a lot of power over
When I say numbers, I mean it.
including
I'm
the
St.
one you're
Louis
going to
16th
get
District.
That's a fact.
When I say stand with our president, oh, Chicago deserves a mayor who actually, citizens of the temple.
Yeah, we're the mentally retarded kid on the block with a Glock.
Position with the football.
And you guys still have a slingshot.
We're the retarded kid on the block with all the nice toys. We got the Glocks, the drones, the tanks, the plane, and all the intelligence in the world.
We got the discombobulators now, bro.
We got the chaos creators.
You gotta circle jerk yourselves.
Don't knock it until you try it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it sounds like he's just jealous that he's not part of the circle jerk. I think that's really what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he doesn't feel the stimulation of the jerk.
You think of it this way: the people who didn't migrate from where they are, they have friends, they have people who care about them, they love them, respect them, and all of that. But the ones who migrated, they were like, I guess I got nothing left.
Or you're a billionaire Chinese guy buying up farmland. You see that? Well, it's not just retards, right, and rejects that come to America. There's very affluent, smart people. We got that, you know. We're brain draining the entire world because in America you could be a scientist and drive a Corvette. You could have the best of both worlds.
So if the bully kid who has an AK-47 coerces another kid to, I don't know, do his bidding, that's not a flex again. Like if you guys pay money for talent to come to your country, they wouldn't find that some of money elsewhere. That's not really a quality of your country. Besides, like the whole bribing.
Bribing works, Faisal.
Yeah, God forbid. It's called the old world. The new world. The old world.
Yeah, like, what do you think guys like Faisal are gonna do when the aliens show up? They
Put their heads in the sand, bro. Put their heads in the sand.
I know Andrew's gonna run out with his Bible. He's gonna start casting out all the demons and rebuking, right, Ed?
Yes.
Hagab is gonna run out there in his thong. What'd you say, Andrew?
You're right. I'm going to do Hagab as well.
That's a motherfucking song.
Are you gonna cast Hagab out of his house too?
Yeah, if I try to cast the demon out of Hagab, he would just disappear.
No.
That's right.
Oh shit, that's crazy. It's like that thing when they tell you to take medication for parasites, but be very careful because the medication may make you disappear too. You were in fact the fucking parasite.
This is what the Turks said about the Armenians. This is what Jacobus has been saying this entire.
Americans, the state of our union. Fellow Americans, the state of our union is strong, stronger than ever.
No, I'm just quiet because, you know, the scriptures tell me that the lost will be like the sands of the ocean, so you clearly point yourself out.
As a gay, you think that partaking in that sort of activity?
Clearly, an Orthodox Turk who's too proud to call themselves Turkish. It's one of those.
Hagab, you and Faisal are, you guys are adjacent.
Not at all, bro. These people are actually
very closely adjacent.
These people are much beneath my people. I'm closer to Andrew than I am to anybody else.
Wow, look at that. You guys are aiming for the white hierarchy. This is insane.
That's right. I embraced it today, actually. I embraced it today. A little while ago, I embraced my whiteness finally.
Oh, like, do you endorse this kind of behavior?
Absolutely not.
Americans, when you're a write-in candidate, folks wonder if they'll spell your name.
Okay, I'm back.
Nate, I had a question for you. I don't know if you'd be comfortable with answering these questions, but you said you have, what is it, your dad was the one that came from the Dominican Republic? But you were born and raised here?
Yeah, I was born in Miami.
Okay. And I'm sure you took trips down to the islands and stuff, but...
I go like 7 times a year. My parents live there now.
Okay. Your mom, I grew up here. To the DR.
I grew up here in Northern Illinois. We work hard.
They have a couple properties. They have one in Punta Cana, and they have another one up in.
All right. Yeah, you don't want to get into those details. That's fine, man. May God bless them, and may God give them the health that they require to enjoy those, those earthly material belongings. But either way, look. I grew up here in North Kitover. Hold on. I'm running for Congress in Illinois 16th District as a write-in. But,
they came, they got the money, and they left.
No. So my question, when you say, so you said your mom was Puerto Rican, or excuse me, is. But was she born down in the island? Like she was from Puerto Rico and she migrated?
She was born in San Juan, and then she wanted to get away from her family, so she decided to go to the Universidad Autónoma de Santo Domingo.
Kitover. I'm shifting to DR.
University.
Oh, so they met in DR. Okay. Settling in, focusing on the
and then he was working at Kodak, a lot of knowledge analysis, and then he got an opportunity to move to Miami, and then she's like, I'm a U.S. citizen, we can make this happen, and then they came here, and then they
settling in.
All right, welcome in.
Good evening.
Bought property and went home.
Gotcha.
Good evening.
So
Colossal victory tonight.
is the reason why I've been asking all these questions. What makes you feel like you're actually...
Good evening. In a colossal victory tonight, local businessmen.
Well, first of all, right, I think that there's more things
you're saying right.
Years that I was 14 to the year I was 16, I was living in DR for a couple of years with my family, and I lived with them, and I understand everything, and I speak. So here's another thing: people come to this country and they claim countries that they have no connection to. Like, oh, I'm fucking.
Got a long shift.
You don't speak fucking Polish. How the fuck are you understand?
Long shift. I'm giving myself a few minutes.
You don't speak the language. I still speak the language. I understand my people's culture. I am like 85% of my relatives are still on the island. I can tell you what the politics are that are going on right now in fucking DR. I can tell you the economic data. I am fully invested in the prosperity of my nation, right? So like then you have these whitewashed Dominicans that go to New York.
You whitewashed, mother. You wasn't born there.
They forget
Hold on.
They forget their roots, right?
The long shift.
At that point, white man with a tan.
Because they're not really going there. I suppose you're saying the whitewashed ones are the ones that were born and raised here and have no connection to the supposed roots.
No, they don't speak the language. So that's a big one. The moment you lose the language, you're a white man at that point.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I've always tried to understand that mentality because my mom took me down there. She forced me to live down there for 5 years.
John, focus on the center of your brain.
I still never saw the connection.
Well,
And that was mainly because.
But why do you?
It was no, I don't know where you got hate, but either way, look, the whole thing is.
John, focus on the center of your brain.
Not only was I talking to her,
I'm a physician.
my mom wanted me to be from there. She was like, I'm a physician, a veteran, and a neighbor here where I was born. And the more crucial part of it all is the fact that I could never, it was. I'm gonna make it layman's terms.
I'm John Kitover.
It was the fact that I was going from.
I'm John Kitover.
New York.
Now, I know what you're thinking.
I had buses, constant running hot water, constant electricity, and I know the country's not like that anymore.
It sounds like hate, brother.
But the thing is like
I never understood what my mom's. I guess I understand it now because I'm older, but I never really
I've seen the light. The channel changer has spoken. From this day forward, I, Brother John, shall spread these motherfuckers don't got electricity. What is happening here? Just recently, there were times when we would like go to the beach. You know, granddad from New York. I was always locked up in the apartment. The only time I got to see a park, you know, in the concrete jungle was during the summertime. But outside of that, I never understood why we have folks that were born and raised here. I mean, to witness, just like you. But I know people who never lived a single day in their life in the struggle that is to live down in the island. They were born and raised on pancakes, McDonald's, bacon, all the beautiful things that is America. But then some way, somehow, to make let's make this third eye proud. Else exotic, inner peace, exotical of some sort. They call themselves something they're not. So I just that part is the part that I've never understood. I've never been able to say, "Oh, you're Dominican," because the thing is, my parents are from there. There's nothing about that island that I can correlate to me, my culture, and where I come from. So you know, whenever I would see, I'll do with this. Whenever I would see her down there, my fucking stomach still to this day churns. Those boiled plantains and that boiled yuca with all. Wow, this is crazy, yo. Yeah, that shit. You know, like if I don't got a bowl of corn pies and some gravy or a egg and cheese biscuit or something for me, I'm running for Congress. You know, I starved a lot when I was down there in 5 years, man.
So here's the thing. That's the difference between you and I. Like I love blackberries. I love playing. I'm trying food. I love our rice. I love
families know that.
I love going to the yard, dancing with my
families know that that is.
I love basically everything. And the way people down there live with so much fucking joy without not having a ton of needs. Like my family would be considered upper middle class, right? Like we are doing well, right? All of my family's college educated. All their kids go to private schools, right? They're not struggling, right? They live very comfortably in DR. And so, from my perspective, like I would go, you know, like even like they just look so much joy in the little things. The lack of Americans are so fucking isolationist. Like when you go,
families know that debt is out of control. Washington keeps spending and passes the bill to our kids. Our national debt just passed $34 trillion and it's climbing every. Families know that debt is out of control. Washington keeps spending and passes the bill to our kids. Our national debt just passed $34 trillion and it's climbing every.
Yeah, not Dominican enough for DR. So technically I'm homeless. So I don't know where I belong. But that's the reality.
Los Angeles, bro. Come here. Los Angeles.
You know, like you need to. Wait, hold on. This is exactly why I love Miami.
Oh, you're not gonna do Big Mike either.
It's Latin, but it's in the United States. It's either here or LA.
Families know that debt is out of control.
Yeah, you know, the main thing for me though, Nick, was the fact that I've always heard this. Oh, it's how families know that I'm from the Bronx, and I'm from an area in the Bronx where
the Bronx does. No.
So what? Hold on, you know, chill out. So I'm from the Bronx. All I know is the culture that I was born and raised in. You know what I'm saying? So when I would go down there, and I would see these people playing these very, may I add, Afrocentric instruments, even though they love to deny their blackness.
Families know that
I could never relate to it. And
who addressed the Bronx situation, right? Because
there's a Bronx situation?
Yeah. How did Dominicans end up in New York?
Families know.
Let's start there.
My grandfather on my mom's side came here in the mid to late 50s. He started working 2 factory jobs. He then began to bring all his kids. And the moment they arrived, they immediately went to school and university. All of my aunts and uncles, they all speak fluent English. We never spoke Spanish. The only time myself and my cousins back in the 80s, if we heard Spanish, we knew it was because we was in trouble.
They was calling our names in Spanish, and we knew we was about to get our ass whooped or something was gonna go down. But outside of that, just the idea of, to me personally, and I'm not saying that anybody who does is in any way, shape, or form wrong, but to me, it just feels like folks want to perpetrate on something that they not because it makes them feel special. And I could never, after being down there for 5 years and seeing how they struggle, how they live, Americans, I can't stand here and be like, oh yeah, I'm that, when in fact I know what it's like to be that. And there's not a single day in my life that I can say I could ever went through anything that I can relate to that. That's the whole point. You get what I'm saying? Like, being Dominican is a nationality to me. That's not something that gets passed down on blood. What does get passed down on blood is being black and white, and the facial features that I got and shit like that.
So
outside of everything else,
this is exactly like you're just an advanced version of what happens into like 3 or 4 generations, right? It just for some reason you went straight fuller into assimilation.
No, it's worse than assimilation. It's disdain.
Maybe my kids might feel like you, but I'm too close to the roots of my people and my culture to feel that way. I don't feel that way at all, right? Because you come from a place where you don't regularly speak Spanish. And also, let's talk about the Bronx, right? The Dominicans that moved to New York City and the Bronx, right? How did they get there in the first place? They went there to work in the hotels. They were the uneducated, poor Dominicans that left the DR and all of the Trujillo regime. And what they brought with them was not just Dominican culture. They brought with them a culture of poverty, which is exactly why the Bronx is the way it is, right? Like, highly educated Dominicans did not come and move to the fucking Bronx. Every time I went to the Bronx, because my cousin lived there, I was like, this place is repulsive. I don't know why everybody lives here. This is super, super fucking poor and ghetto and nasty. Why are you even living here? This is worse than living in DR. And so for me, like, when you could say that the Bronx is a representation of Dominican culture, no, it's a representation of what poverty looks like in the United States.
And that's why I was telling you that that's what I came up with.
Uneducated immigrant population.
That's what I know. Okay, great. Well, it's funny because
I left Argentina, amigo. All of it. Every kilo is mine now. They can't stop me. I'm taking all the gold with me. Tel Aviv, here I come.
Defending the young and ignorant that come to this country, or the dumb and ignorant.
And you're trying to coordinate.
Defaming our great nation.
Right. Well, apparently, others do the same thing now too.
I'm not doing that.
Families know that death is happening. Washington keeps spending.
From a poor spot in an island down in the Caribbean, and he strives to raise his entire family and works 2 jobs. And he has his kids assimilated. When his grandchildren are born, they're fully assimilated, and they're not running around trying to claim some shit that they're not. Apparently, that's low level shit.
I mean, that's crazy. The way you should have framed this is like, hey, I no longer feel a cultural connection to my country or my people, therefore I claim the United States.
Well,
and this is the culture that I'm more comfortable with. That's better than telling me
it's not about being
comfortable. I feel special because I acknowledge my
No. It's kind of insulting, Puff Man. I don't know why.
You like concrete?
I'm sorry you don't like
the fact that you are choosing to deny your
roots. You hate your people. Just say you hate your people, bro.
That is not a me problem. That is a punk problem.
Saying nothing, man. He said that shit, bro. He said that shit on his chest and he repeated himself. I hate those niggas.
He said, I'm from America, and I don't get it why people like Nicholas, who's from America, feel like they're Dominican.
Yeah, but it's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. This is all. One second, brother. I didn't interrupt you. I'm going up the Nate. Going up the Nate, bro. I'm going up the Nate. Oleg was involved. Oleg was able to participate. Nate was able to participate. Oleg was able to participate. Nate was able to participate. I'm going to go now, bro. I'm going to go now, bro. Thank you. Anyway, this is a weird nigga ass response to a weird nigga having weird nigga behavior. Oh, I didn't interrupt you. If you called it, you called it. Did you call it?
I mean, why can't Congress speak?
This is a weird nigga.
It's in the trial.
Alright. Anyway, getting on my nerves like Puff Man. Puff Man, you made it
very clear your antipathy towards the Dominican Republic and the culture. You made it very clear. In fact, you repeated yourself, right? You can be childish all you want, but you're the one that's sitting here on stage revealing your innermost thoughts about your people. And then you had the audacity to fucking insult people who want to have a closeness to their cultural heritage. And then you get mad when niggas call you out for it. Somebody gotta make it make sense. Why are you here? It's almost like niggas want to have it one way. Nicholas, all he wants, one second, brother. All he want to do, Nicholas, is he want to shit on you, and you now have to grovel and apologize. That's the only thing that'll satisfy this nigga. Why? Because you don't share in the same disconnect that he does with his people, and he thinks you're fucked up for it. He thinks you're claiming something that you're not, even though it's your fucking heritage, which is insanity. Some form of fucking, I don't go there, but anyway, Puff man, if you have a beef with your people, you gotta let that shit go. You should, and you said it in your own maturity. You gonna overtalk, bro? You gonna be hurt like that, bro? I can hear your background noise. Can you mute up, Puff? You gotta be more mature than this, bro. Can y'all mute Puff for me, please? Because the nigga's being immature for no fucking reason. If you don't like it, why did you, thank you, I appreciate it. If you don't like it, why did you fucking offer it for submission? Why did you give it to us so we can hear it? If you don't want to hear people's response, go fucking write in your journal, bro. That's what you should do. Write in your journal. Why did I go there? The food is disgusting. The people are disgusting. Why is this nigga doing this, bro? Can somebody tell me why this grown-ass man is being this immature? Can you hit him again, bro? Yo, Knowledge, can you hit him again? Because he can't control himself.
Yeah.
You gotta wait till we land, bro. You gotta wait till I land, bro. This fucking weird-ass nigga repeated himself, same stupid-ass message, and is mad that people are responding to it. And I would have been kinder and more gentle about it, but the nigga wanted to act like a weirdo behind it. And you acted like a weirdo to Nicholas, who deserves it on a lot of occasions, but not for fucking being, hold on one second, brother, but not for having dignity and respect and honor for his heritage, which you obviously don't have, which is a fucking shame.
Well, damn. Yeah, so Nicholas, the point that I was trying to make before, because I could have sworn it was you not talking, but it's all right. The whole thing is that I could understand if I would have been perhaps brought down there, left down there, and told, hey, look, you may have been born here, but we want you to be directly integrated into these groups. I don't think I ever said that. One, I'm mad. I don't think I sound mad. Two, I don't think I ever said I hate the niggas. But, and look, it's funny. Every time I try to have this conversation, either I have LARPers that jump into the conversation and want to take somebody else's position or get offended on behalf of somebody else. But the crazy thing is that I find it interesting how I'm supposed to completely eradicate all of the culture that I grew up around in the Bronx back in the late 80s, early 90s. And I'm supposed to substitute that for something that, albeit, yes, I was exposed mildly perhaps to it. And, I did spend 5 years down there. But even then, I still had no connection to it because I understood that I wasn't from there. That's basically the whole point. So and Nicholas, just to be on the clear, I'm gonna entertain. Yeah, real quick. I'm gonna entertain the bullshit that came from the other side. Did you at any point in time feel like I offended you? I could have told you just having a conversation. I was just asking you questions.
It was kind of an insult.
Kinda.
I was having fun.
But it was like. It was a little like condescending.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Robert, what was condescending?
Man up.
What was condescending though?
Yeah, I know. You get it. We talked about it. I hate playing games. I hate the food that they feed me. I don't even like the island. I think I had such a terrible experience. Blah blah blah. That's why I asked you if you hate your family, because when I go down there, man, I'm so excited.
But how is that? How is my personal experience
from what you said, brother, about not being fully able to integrate in the Dominican Dominican and not being fully able to integrate in the U.S. He was just a little bit closer to the negative side of that spectrum than you were. But that doesn't mean he's any different than you. He's like literal diaspora and struggles. I don't think he was trying to be offensive.
What was considered negative about her statement, and I gave that response. I'm not saying but represents it because he was putting down his own people. Which is fine.
But this is the thing, though. You see, once again, so this is the thing.
Do I get to answer?
Yeah, you know my paragraph.
So real quick. So my situation is significantly different from yours, right?
Hi, everyone.
My mom cooked Dominican food in my house every single day of my life, from the time that I was 1 until I was fucking moved out to college. When I went to college for the first time, I had to fucking start eating burgers and fries at the age of fucking 20 and try to figure out why white people eat oatmeal and all this white people shit at State University, because I was not exposed to that. I ate a traditional Dominican breakfast every day. We would call our grandma every fucking other day, talk to my family on the phone, fly down there multiple times a year. Never lost my connection to our people. We met up.
Impact on the sun. You can like the sun, you can hate it when it's too hot, but that's not going to affect the sun, right? Agreed?
Yeah.
So in that sense, you can say it's transcendent. It's not contingent on you, it's not relying upon you. But at the same time,
We're trying to unite all people.
Unify all the like religions and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Which is basically what Muhammad was doing. And I mean, it's just that's literally it. Syncretization, right?
Oh shit! I'm kidding. Okay, so you're not like a tag fear type of dude. Like you're not.
We tag fear anyone who's against the goal.
How could you be in so many discussions and not come to that conclusion earlier?
No, because he's tag feared somebody before, but he's not what you would call a tag feary.
No, definitely not. Who did you tag fear before?
Well, yeah. So I mean, we tag fear, like we do all the stuff, right? We do all the stuff that works in whatever context. So, you know, when we get, because obviously we always get tag feared by the dogmatists, right? Because for example, you know, if we kind of teach evolution, they tag fear us because they think that Muhammad's like essence was to teach the creation of Adam myth. But no, he was repurposing the creation of Adam myth. He doesn't care about the creation of Adam narrative. It was a tool. It was a utensil to say, okay, you guys believe in this, and maybe he believed in it too, by the way. I mean, you guys believe in this? Okay, well, this, you know, it was Allah who established Adam on earth. It was the divine reality that established Adam, and he is the Khalifa. He is the trustee. He is the deputy of God. So you are deputies. You carry this burden of bringing God down to earth. You know, and there's many reasons why he would have repurposed that narrative, and he does this throughout his speeches during his kind of political revolution. So that's it. If you were
born in a religion.
Well, yeah, I was kind of raised in a traditionalist Muslim household. I mean, yeah, kind of.
And now it's like you're this. You're like this. Maybe.
Yeah, I was traditionalist 12 Shi'i until around 2 years ago, and then I was guided. No, and then I had some friends who, I don't know if they're in the room actually. Ilyas and some others, and yeah, we discussed philosophy and history and my kind of appreciation for evidentiary standards, and I kind of reflected on my dogma. Basically, I looked at critical history. I reflected on the dogmas, and I realized, wow, it's so there's